guys are here in the big old city. And where were you? You were down here, just finished up with the Watch Commander. And I think you had gone and, like, rested up the night down in the hostel place. Did we get that far?
I think it was assumed that we were going to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well then, you've done that. So what do you guys want to do today? Is there anything specific that anybody wants to achieve or do with their character before? I don't know, anything else might happen.
Well, we all have a lot of money that we're probably going to want to invest. We did come across some treasures that we're probably going to want to invest.
Yep. Might want to. So,
Oh yeah, to see if there was any armor upgrades or anything.
Alrighty. Well, there absolutely are things that you can purchase. So, everybody has a full set of pieced together leather armor, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Spook, you've got some pieces of mail over top of that.
Yeah, I have a mail shirt.
Right.
I would like to get something for my head and my legs.
Alrighty. Okay.
And I had another question.
Uh-huh.
So, is there no additional bonus to having heavy over medium?
No, there is, because it stacks.
Yeah.
So leather is 1
so
point.
it would be like an additional. Okay, I see.
If you put chain on top of it, it adds another 2
Another
points.
2, and then if you have heavy, it adds
And
another
if you put
2.
plate on top of that, it adds another 2. Correct. Yep. But of course, it all starts to get very, very heavy and very, very cumbersome.
I mean, considering we only ever hit in the left leg, just get a left leg heavy plate. That you'll be fine.
So, Spook, you said you already have a sleeved mail shirt, right?
Correct.
So you got body and arms? Okay, so
Yes.
male leggings would be 20 gold, and a male coif to cover your head would be another 20. So that'd be 40 gold.
Done.
You want to do that?
Yep.
All right. So that'll put an extra... That is worth another 2 points. So,
You said it was a Melcoif?
male coif, C-O-I-F. C-O-I-F. That's your headpiece. And then male leggings. The headpiece weighs 30, the leggings weigh 40. But that should give you 3 points of armor plus your toughness bonus all over, which puts you somewhere in the realms of actually not being killed very easily in the first hit.
Ooh, I put 300 instead of 30. Let me change that.
It doesn't matter.
And it was just male leggings.
Male leggings, yes ma'am. Anybody else want to invest in armor?
While we're at it, I want to sell my crossbow. I don't see myself using it.
Okay. Which crossbow was that?
It just says crossbow.
Do you remember
It
where
weighs
you got it
12
from?
pounds, so...
Oh, that's the one that you got from the...
I don't remember where I got it, to be
Thank you.
honest.
It's not the one that was busted up that was used as the trap
No,
down.
I had this before.
Yeah,
we
you had
went
it
down
before
there.
that. So it was just a regular crossbow?
Yeah.
Okay, you can get... let's see.
Unless somebody wants it.
No, I
No,
got the
okay.
longbow.
Well, you can get 8 gold for a crossbow. A successful haggle might bump it up to 10.
Oh, well, let me go ahead and try to do that then.
And you succeed. Okay, yeah. Yeah, you can
Nice.
barter him up to 10, so he'll pay 10 for it. Used. There you go.
Found out the source of my encumbrance is I have like 300 pounds in weapons somehow.
That was a little slow on the roll, but there it is. You have 300 pounds in what?
Just in weapons.
It's not 300 pounds. I mean, it's 30.
Well, 300 encumbrance, right?
Oh yeah, and all the crap that you're carrying around.
But like the thing is, like most of it's like I guess like so the whip is 40, the net is 60. Those are things I just came with. So I think I started encumbered.
Yeah, because you just don't have much strength, do you yet? You're not the most strongest. Okay,
Yeah,
so
well, I'm not carrying anything extra, and I'm still encumbered. So
yeah.
Yeah, so
Well, basically, when you start wearing heavy armor, unless you're super tough or a dwarf, it pretty much goes with the territory. You know, it's hard to imagine someone charging around in a full suit of chainmail or plate mail being as quick as someone unarmored, right? So,
well, to be fair though, I'm not as over encumbered as I was.
no, yeah,
Like I'm only over by like 50 pounds.
that's not too
so.
bad. Yeah, you're just a little slower. Okay, anybody else want anything armor-wise, weapon-wise?
I want to pick up a few more arrows.
Okay. Yep, not a problem. Arrows are 1 silver for 5, so...
Okay.
Anyone else need arrows? One
Yeah, I'm
silver
gonna
for
stock
5?
up on that.
I have a blowgun which I could sell. I stole it from the assassin guy, the assassin rat.
Uh-huh.
I have no intention of using it. And I guess my sword, because I am a little encumbered too, and I don't foresee myself ever using it because I have quarterstaff.
Alright.
So I'll sell those two.
Okay. So...
The money's going to encumber you.
That's right.
Well, I'll buy something else.
Just make sure you take it around and go. Okay, so... where are we at?
I just thought of a trope.
Okay, so
could
the
I
hand
just buy
weapon, he'll
horse
give
armor?
you 3, 4. Again, you can try to haggle to bust it up to 4 if you want. The blowgun, he will only give you 1 gold for.
All right, I'll take the 4 gold. I'm not going to haggle
Okay,
with him.
all right.
I really don't care.
There you go. Alright.
I'm seriously looking at it because like I have a lot of my encumbrance is also money.
Yeah, but I'm looking at the weapons and armor. Like, there's nothing I really would think to get for myself.
Well, I mean, of course, you could always get yourselves lodgings and actually stash some of your stuff instead of carrying it around everywhere. That's always an option.
We don't trust anybody in the city.
We're gonna buy,
get a
pool
key
our
if you,
money and
right?
buy a house.
There you go.
I mean, we have enough money. We probably could.
I mean, I'm
Okay.
not gonna lie. I just spent like what was it, like 50 gold, and now I'm less encumbered, like by a lot. So the money weighs a lot.
Oh, gold is heavy.
So I actually do have a thing I do with my. I want to turn my leather bits into full leather armor, so it weighs collectively less.
Okay, which you can do.
Okay.
So
I have a little bit of everything already.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Okay,
That
so
is a good
here's
idea.
so here's what you can do. Basically, if you trade in all of your leather, because for the most part, all of your leather is pretty much more or less unscathed, most of you, because none of you have really been through a lot of combat. He'll basically take all that and upgrade it for 10 gold. So if you paid 10 gold, you can change it to full leather.
Okay.
And that puts 1 armor everywhere, but the total weight of full leather is only 80.
That's a good idea. I'm gonna jump on that bandwagon.
Okay?
Yeah.
So for 10
How
gold,
do
you
I
can upgrade to
mark
full
this down?
leather.
Yeah.
It weighs
I'm not
80 total.
Under 80.
Now, for halfling, yours is you get a 20% weight reduction anyway, right?
Okay, so 10 gold.
So for
Doesn't
10
it already
gold-
only weigh 80?
No, each
My-
individual piece weighs. Yeah.
Yeah, a full suit of leather, full leather armor is a total of 80. Because it's actually kind of made for you and it's balanced and everything is like top quality and stuff like that. It fits a lot tighter. So it's less encumbrance to have full leather armor than it is to have all the individual pieces.
But it still adds up to 80.
The
No.
total does. But without it, if you have leather, skull cap, jerkin jack, and leggings, that's actually 120.
Mine only adds up to 80. So what's the difference?
Well, the leather skull cap is 10. Oh, no, hold on.
50.
Hold on. Because the leather jacket covers... No, you don't need the 40. You're right. Yeah, you're right. It is a total of 80. That is correct. It's just cheaper. No, actually, there isn't a benefit of doing that.
You just lost 10 gold for no
So,
reason.
Taking
so
it
don't,
back.
don't do that if
gained.
you don't want to. No, because I was
gained.
looking at leather jerkin and leather jacket, and you don't have both.
I gained 10 encumbrance. Thank you very much.
So there you go. All right.
I was like, am I mathing wrong? Don't.
Yeah, it's hard to find any things on this. 'Cause
Yeah, it's not until you buy full mail or full plate
Okay.
that actually starts to really kick in.
I see. Yeah, yeah.
Because like a full suit, a full mail is actually a full suit of mail plus the leather built in, which gives you a total AC of 3. But it is actually weighs a lot less.
And getting it fitted would probably take like a lot of time. And I don't know
It
if there's,
takes
like,
a while, and it is considered scarce. So yeah, you have to have it made for you, which takes time.
Yeah.
Also, the armor point value is higher a little bit than the individual pieces.
Only because it's already including the leather.
Okay, I see. Okay.
Yeah, you don't wear a full leather, a full armor, and a full chain and a full plate.
Right. Okay, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
I'm not going to get much more of my encumbrance back there. It's really just I got to drop a weapon somewhere. Which the net, as much as I love the concept of the net and just having a net,
If you're not going to use it,
yeah,
A saddlebag. Put it in a saddlebag.
I could throw it in a saddlebag. That would solve the problem. of my
and you do
carrying.
have a horse that's stabled, so
Yeah, and I was thinking that too. Like, if I just bought horse armor, it would solve my gold problem.
Oh, do I need to check this where it says armor penalties?
Oh.
Wearing medium or heavy armor imposes not
Yes.
negative. Yeah, I need to click that. Okay.
Yep.
It's like a little bit of protection for my nameless horse who hasn't deserved one yet would probably be good. I don't know if that's even a thing though. That I could do. Even if it's the vanity of it, I'm willing to spend money on putting something on the horse.
Yeah, none of these weapons like appeals to me like something I feel like my character would ever really use.
well, and some of them you've got to actually have like,
Proficiency for.
yeah.
Oh, is there anything better than a sword? Just a normal
Axe.
sword.
Not as a hand weapon.
Okay, sweet.
I was gonna say axes absolutely are better than swords in every way, but that's because they're cooler.
They're more useful. but,
That's true.
Also carrying a shield though, so I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure there's one-handed axes, but
Yeah, that's basically a hand weapon. Is all the stats are the same. It's a hand axe, it's a sword, it's a mace, it's whatever you want it to be. It's not until you actually start looking at two-handed weapons or great weapons or special weapons that, but most of those require you to have some training in.
That's something I could probably do. That. Could I just dump some money on my hand axe and just get it like made pretty?
Well, what you can do is you can actually opt for good craftsmanship, or even try to find something of best craftsmanship. Good craftsmanship basically reduces the overall encumbrance by 10% because it's just better made and well balanced. Best craftsmanship actually gives you a +5 bonus to your weapon skill or ballistic skill.
That would be awesome. Should have done that with the longbow when I was.
But anything of best craftsmanship is not easy to come by. So,
So
but
I
it
guess
is,
I
but
would
it
look
is. It,
for-
I mean, it is definitely something you do. But of course, it is exponentially more expensive.
and that's fine because it's
But the other thing to remember is because in Warhammer, whenever it comes time for you to change careers, you actually have to have all the trappings of the required career you're going into. So there will be some points where you're going to have to buy some stuff just to get into your new career, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Should we be thinking about that yet?
Still a ways off, I
It's
feel.
still a
I know,
ways
right?
off, yeah. But
Ways off. But we're in a city where we can find most things.
I mean, if you know what direction you want to go
No.
already, I mean, you certainly can be thinking about that.
Apparently, diplomat. I'm gonna be an actual diplomat.
Politician.
I think I can go that route, actually. Got a few detours on the way.
I guess, yeah, I would just be looking to improve on what I already have in my kit then to try and reduce some of the weight. I
Right.
doubt I'm going to find a longbow of better make. But maybe somebody's made a nice looking axe or a shield.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Let's see. Anything other than weapons and equipment that you guys might be interested in? Any additional healing poultices? Light sources? Better clothing? Better carrying capacity equipment like backpacks or saddlebags or sling bags?
I don't want to carry anything else. I am carrying so much right now.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if I bought a saddlebag, that would solve all my problems right now. So,
You put a lot of stuff in there, yep.
yeah, I'll buy
Grappling
a saddlebag.
hooks. Spades.
How much for a saddlebag?
Saddlebags. Saddlebags for your horse are 2 gold. And don't worry about the encumbrance, because I doubt you're carrying them. But you could.
Sit on the horse is immediately like,
Just falls over.
I guess I would go for a few ingredients that I know I need for my spells.
Okay.
But I mean, I assume a lot of those are. I already have the small darts and.
Anything that's considered basically common, you can just stack up on.
Okay.
So, I mean, if it's like a feather, you can snatch a handful of feathers out of a pillow from a friggin' tavern or an inn.
Right. Okay. Tiny bells. I assume that would be a
You
little
could
bit-
probably pick up some tiny bells, probably call them a silver a piece. Get them from a, jewelry store or something like that, if that's what you want, little silver bells.
silver bells. Okay, cool.
You said darts.
Well, I picked up a lot of those blowgun darts, so I have.
Those will work just fine, because it doesn't specify the size. It just has to be a representative dart, so...
Cool.
Yep. Ooh. Okay. Alright, well, if everybody's done with that, so basically, yeah, you'll, wander around the town for a little while, getting all of your wares caught up. I believe, Shaggot, your character was going back to the Temple of Sigmar to get the additional round of healing, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's not a problem.
I would also give some encumbrance money if needed.
Right.
But yeah, okay, cool.
I mean, to be absolutely truthful with you, I don't really care if you don't count money as encumbrance, if you can figure out how to make it not count on the sheet.
it's called writing it down and not putting it on
Don't
the
put
sheet.
it on the sheet, yeah. Because the
well-
sheet is very much, the macros on the character sheet are very much by the book. It does that. But what you could do, I guess on your inventory. Well, but see, it automatically does it, doesn't it? If you put anything in, if you put the coins down, it's automatically applying that encumbrance, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
It's really nice and nifty, and I don't want to mess with it, but also, oof.
Or here's what you can do. So there's a box called Other on encumbrance. Whatever it says in coins, put the negative amount to match. Ah, will that work?
Genius.
And you'll have to change it every time you pick something up, but yeah.
It doesn't really matter that much.
Oh man, I'm over
It
encumbered.
doesn't unless you're really over encumbered, but
I mean, I'm not
over
as rich as I
encumbered
was
by
a second ago.
42 thousandths.
by the time you spent some money, got rid of some stuff. Okay, all right. is everybody going with Matthew Bain back to the Temple of Sigmar to while he gets healed, or no? It's not important.
I'll go
I just
with him.
need to know where everybody is.
I'll go with him just to make sure.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah, because I was actually worried because he's an elf and I feel like he might be around longer. And if he dies anyways, then like there goes that.
Okay.
I roll to bond.
Is that a thing we can do? Course stats, your friendship
I
stat.
think you could choose to do that.
Fellowship, yeah. We
Yeah,
choose.
fellowship. That'd be a
An
fellowship
imprint
check,
on
yeah?
each other. Okay.
Are you, yeah?
So as you guys, you head back up the main street. You take a right by the plague statue. Oh, you failed.
Nice.
And if you recall, this area right here, which is where all those knights in all the shining armor and the big plumes and all that were, which is the Temple of Ulrich. As you start walking by, you see a young knight. He's got like a thin pencil mustache, brand spanking new armor. Like there's not a dent on it. He's obviously never seen combat, at least not in that armor. It's all, as I said, beautifully polished, perfectly lined. He comes running over to you and he goes, "Wait, wait!"
Is that to us?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
No, I say that to the party. Is he talking to us, guys?
Do we
'Cause can just keep
want
walking.
to wait?
I mean, you can keep walking if you want. But he will chase you.
I mean, yeah, if we keep walking and he does chase us, then maybe he's actually trying to talk to us. You know, maybe he's.
I'll just stop and turn
selling
around
something.
and look at him.
Okay. He comes up. He goes, these are 2 elves, and oh yes, a symbol of. You have a symbol of Sigma on your chest. You must be the ones. I was sent earlier today to go down to the watch commander's office to find you, and he said to go to this hostel. I went to the hostel, and you were not there, and I have been looking everywhere for you, and I did not know where you were. And here you are, walking straight past me. So praise be to Ulrich. I has been asked very specifically by one of our senior priests named Ranulf to fetch you and get you to come to a meeting with him in Post Hastings.
In Post Hastings.
Is that another?
Very, very fast, quickly, very quickly.
So
Oh,
it is
It's
in
not.
another.
It's not a place. Okay.
No. Very, very quickly.
Well,
It is
I
a matter of utmost importance. You see, we were talking with Father Dietrich over at the the not Father Dietrich, Werner Stolz at the Temple of Sigma. And he told us that you had been most instrumental in solving a very, very, very difficult problem for them. So he would recommend you, and well, as I said, I was sent to try to find you, and here you are, and blah 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 blah. So will you come with me to see Renault?
Okay.
Is it here at this location?
Sorry.
Is it here at this location?
Ah, yes, right here inside of the Temple of Ulrich.
If it's all the same, we do have an appointment we have to keep at the other temple.
Will you be long?
But it's the Temple of Ulrich, Odette.
Yes, we will be back. Do not worry.
Well, no. To be fair, I mean, my wound is mostly healed. I mean, it's just a follow-up appointment.
Oh, you were just going to have injuries taken care of?
Yes.
This is fine. This is fine. We will take care of them here at the Temple of Ulrich for you. We have excellent surgeons.
Well, it's
And
not
barbers, too.
I don't think it is surgical. I mean,
Wait, time out. Is he saying Ulrich or Ulfric?
Ulrich.
Oh, so
Different
this
guy.
isn't. Okay, never mind. All right, Bertilda's
question,
not
does-
that interested.
Does he have, say, a little little symbol, like a little pin that I could add to my collection. Does he have one of those? Is there one of those for Ulrich? Because if there is,
I mean, everybody has. Yeah, every religion has holy symbols.
okay, then yeah, I'm in.
Are you a Boy Scout?
He's trying to collect badges, religious badges. Of all
I'm
the
an
religions.
outrider. What's the difference?
That's true. You are not right.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm just gonna look at my wounded arm or my mostly healed arm and be like, okay.
All right. Well, as I say, it's not a problem. So once I get you in there, he takes you into a small meeting room. As you kind of walk into the main courtyard itself, as I said, there are people all dressed in everything from basic leather armor, running through drills from archery to sword fighting to spear and shield to lancing with kind of jousting with each other on horseback, all in a kind of they're like charging up and knocking these little wooden things round and round, doing all the kind of general drill type practice stuff that you'd expect the military to do. The temple itself is very big, very grand, but he kind of, as I said, takes you into like a side chamber, which is more really like a barracks than it is a temple. Once you get in there, he takes you into the small meeting room. He says, if you wait here, I will go and let our senior priest Ranulf knows that you have arrived. And when he comes, I'm sure if you show him your wound, he will lay Ulrich's blessing upon you and get rid of this problem.
Okay. Thank you.
Assuming you are going to help us, of course. Anyway, I will be back in post-haste. And he scutters out the door.
Going to post haste too.
That's the next name of the next players.
Post-haste, right. Yeah, but it's not long after that he comes in, but as this very kind of tall, elegant-looking priest, again wearing all kinds of finery and regalia, High Priest of Ulrich comes in. He is leading in another priest. By the white milkiness of his eyes, looks like he's blind, especially the fact that he's walking on a cane and he's got one hand firmly rested on the shoulder of the priest that Father Ranulf that's leading you in. And on top of that, he's kind of staring straight ahead, not blinking at all. So once you get in there, the priest Ranulf puts him down on a chair, makes sure he's comfortable, and turns to look at you. He says, I have heard from Werner Stolz at the Temple of Sigmar that you have been most instrumental in dealing with a very awkward and difficult problem for them. I assume this is you. The description was that there were 2 elves, a small blonde halfling, and that you would be wearing the symbol of Sigma. You seem to fit this description.
we have done some work for the temple, yes.
Well, good. Well, we would perhaps like to see if we can get you to help us. You see,
Yes, we'll do it.
Father Odo, and he points to the blind priest, he says, has had a most troubling vision. At that point, the old priest kind of shudders slightly, as he, Ranulf kind of puts his hand on his shoulders and says, tell them, Odo, tell them what you saw. He says, it was terrible. Suddenly, the accustomed darkness cleared from my eyes, and I found myself in a deep and gloomy forest. In front of me, towards a great stone, standing on top of a grassy mound. Skulls and bones were piled up all around its base. As I watched, blood began to pour from the top of the stone, running down its sides and soaking into the ground. The blood began to glow with a red light, as if it was on fire. And then the ground began to shake. Finally, the mound cracked open, and there stood a tall man, dressed in black armor. On his shield, he bore the mark of Kharn, the blood god of chaos. Around his neck, on heavy chain of black iron, hung a horned skull made of brass. The same red light poured out of his eyes, as if they were alive. I tried to pray to Ulrich for strength and protection, but my lips, they would not move. I fell to the ground before the stare of this terrible thing, and then it spoke to me. I'm sure it was the skull that spoke, and not the warrior. For I saw the skull's jaws move, and it said, "I shall be free." At this point, he kind of shudders again as he remembers it. He goes, "I can feel its presence even now," he says weakly. As if this thing is somehow still watching me. One of the junior priests kind of, that was kind of walking in, he says, I found, Father Odo collapsed on the floor in his room. It seems that this brass skull is some ancient and powerful thing in his vision. Odo's vision implies that soon it will be loosed upon the world. And as he says that, Ranulf says, We are not to spread malicious rumors or jump to conclusions. This is indeed very worrying. As we know, Father Odo is a seer of some sorts, and his visions have been known to ring truce in the past. But anyway, you must go. Go. He shoos off the young priest, and he looks at you and he says, I must ask for your help, not only on behalf of this temple, but the city of Middenheim, and possibly the Empire itself. So much of our strength is gone from Middenheim, or was destroyed during the siege. Now, Watch Commander Schutzman also speaks very highly of you, and our need is desperate. You must find this abomination before the minions of chaos can lay their hands upon it and bring it back to Middenheim. Meanwhile, our scholars will try to discover how to destroy this thing. Father Odo will accompany you. We are sure that this place he saw lies somewhere in the Drakwold forest, and he may be able to guide you despite his blindness, as you have already been able to bring one artifact of good to the Temple of Sigma, and at least retrieve part of it a second time. It would seem fitting that perhaps you are the people that would be most suited to go and find this artifact of evil and chaos, and bring it back here so we can make sure it meets its destruction.
Is anyone else worried about taking along an extra person?
Is there a badge for it?
That's what you got from that whole story? the extra blind priest?
Yes, well, I mean, typically we don't have a great track record with carrying priests along places.
Well, same with rat catchers, too.
Yes, that's my point.
You see, he only has a vision of a place inside the forest. He did not see any directions how to get there. Our hope is that he will be able to feel his way towards this, as it seems to be calling to him.
So is our job to protect him or to retrieve the artifact?
Preferably both. I mean, we are asking you to get the artifact, but we certainly would like it if Father Odo would come back in one piece too.
And you're not worried that we are bringing something evil to... Sorry. You're you want us to bring Odo to something that's calling to him? Don't you think that might backfire?
Well, if we do nothing, then the forces of chaos will find this magical and powerful artifact and use it against us. We must retrieve this thing first. But to protect you, we have made a phylactery of sorts. And he kind of reaches down and pulls up what looks like a small metal chest. When you find the artifact, put it in this box, post haste, and keep the box locked. This will protect you from any bad things that may happen.
So at this point, I would assume we all have a responsibility greater than ourselves just for our talents alone.
Well, the Drakwold Forest, that's the forest you actually came through. So you guys have been in the Drakwold Forest before. Bertilda, you were from Utgard, which is in the Drakwold Forest. So you're familiar with parts of it. But that's the thing, is everybody is kind of still, as you guys already found out, you saw a group of 200 beastmen still lurking around inside the forest, and it's only been less than a year since the war on Chaos, so the fear is that there is still lots of pockets of Chaos beastmen, or possibly worse, hiding out in the Drakwold Forest. If this thing is there to be claimed, probably is only a matter of time before somebody vile and nasty finds this thing. Or, instead of you finding it, someone Chaos might find it. So what say you? Will you do this? I would like to say for us, but truthfully it is for us. As in the whole Empire.
Can't afford to lose any more ground to the forces of chaos. We've already lost, well, the suburbs.
Aye, we are very much depleted as it is. Var the Emperor himself, still with his armies, running off the last remnants of Archaon's forces. As well you know, our own city gates are vulnerable. Our good watch commander, Gutzman, is short-staffed. We have little to protect the city should any real power or real forces come to attack. It would seem pertinent to make sure that this item does not arrive in the hands of those that would do harm to the city of the White Wolf.
We could put the priest on my horse, and that would save us a little bit of trouble, perhaps.
Yes,
Well-
I'm just worried that most of the people who travel with us are not equipped for the type of work we seem to find ourselves in.
And yet we did escort an entire town here. We are
And
percentage-wise
ironically,
doing pretty well.
it's only priests that have died in your care. 2 of them, in fact.
That's
Well-
really the problem.
Yes, Odette. If we keep Odo on the horse, he won't fall into any spike trap like the other one did. Would that alleviate your troubled mind?
Not exactly, but if this is
Perhaps
the
we
plan,
should buy him some armor as well.
So Bertilda and Cadil Rel. Bertilda because she lived there, Cadil Rel because you've been around there and you've done some scouting.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is if you're not following a main path, most of that forest is pretty dense. A person riding on your big-ass horse through the forest is probably going to be problematic, especially when he's blind.
Yeah, I think what I meant by that was like I would hold the reins and guide my horse with the priest on. I don't know how level.
You'd be like trying to
level the
pick
ground
your
is.
way through a lot of trees because it is so
Okay.
kind of like dense. You'd be constantly be smacking into the branches and stuff like that with that being that high up.
Right.
Priest, is there something you could add to us besides, and I don't mean to offend, your blindness? I mean,
Are you saying that to Father Odo?
Yeah. I mean, you have vision, sure, and they might guide us closer. But what if we are to get into a fight, say?
Well, in my day, I was an accomplished warrior for Ulrich. But since my blindness has taken me, and my frail old age, while I will be no good to you in combat and probably would be little more than a hindrance, I can bestow upon you Ulrich's blessings, and perhaps may be able to tend to some of your wounds should you receive them.
What the what?
MC! 68-month subscription!
Hey, MC, woo-hoo.
Big pants off, hit the high.
Does this mean that I would be a knight? A white wolf?
No. It would mean that you would be in our good graces, and should you decide that you wanted to start a long life of servitude to Ulrich and head down this path, then perhaps we would forego some of the usual requirements and allow you to become a squire.
This wiki I just read. Okay. this wiki I just read said that the white wolves are the ones that escort the priests, but okay.
Yeah, Ulrich is the White Wolf. That's kind of like what his... that is kind of what and who he is.
Yeah, I don't know. It just says the white wolves are tasked with guarding the temples and priests of Ulrich, and I was like,
Yeah. That's what the White Wolf Knights, that's exactly what they do, yep.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Let's go for that.
Birdie wants to be one of those.
I mean, a squire, that's nicer than whatever you are now.
It's a title that
Did you just say that to me? Because that's kind of mean.
Yeah, normally, it requires a kind of level of nobility or some kind of great sacrifice. This might qualify as the whole great sacrifice thing, for sure.
I've already sacrificed a couple priests and a rat catcher.
Wrong type of sacrifice!
I mean, it would be nice to have someone who could possibly heal us with us. And whatever the other blessings he says he could do.
I mean, I agree with you. I don't know that our attention should be so divided that we are seeking to defeat whatever this creature is that has the skull and protect a priest in the middle of this forest. With the potential of all of these creatures of chaos coming to try to retrieve this item as well.
They don't seem too worried about it.
We would be dividing our attention between protecting and retrieving, which is why I asked which job we were being hired for.
I'm gonna look at the priest and kind of like get down to her level and just like, I think he's well aware of his own risks. And frankly, I think he's perhaps more willing to get rid of his nightmares than
Very well,
protect
this
himself.
is the way that
I mean,
you'd like to take this.
I understand your concern, Odette. It's just, if we don't bring him along, how would we find this thing any faster than the others? His visions would help with that.
I'm not saying we should leave him behind. I'm saying perhaps he should have his own retinue of people to guard him while we retrieve the item.
I was under the impression they didn't have the resources to spare.
have put on manpower.
Well, you do raise a good point. Perhaps, seeing as it would seem, based on the visions, it is most likely some kind of tomb or temple that you are going to. All you really need is for Father Odo to get you to it. Perhaps I could send a young warrior or young priest with him and you. And once you find this thing, then he could stay and take care of Father Odo while you go and find the brass skull. Then at least you would only have to protect him on the way there and on the way back, not necessarily while you dealt with the problem. If this is more to your liking.
Much more. I'm gonna look at the priest, the blind priest, and just be like, and yours, hopefully.
All I know is these visions are terrible, and I just wish to have some peace. I would go myself if I thought I could make it there alive. Whether we have somebody to escort me or whether you do is of no concern to me.
Please, Odette. They're so cool. I want to be one.
Look, I have said I'm all for going if that is what we wish to do.
If we could have a tag-along agent to protect the priest while we deal with what needs to be done, that would be the most suitable option, I think.
Then it is settled. We will send somebody to act as a watcher for Father Odo.
Well, okay. Well, I guess we should leave as soon as possible.
I think this would be best.
I think you
Alrighty.
caught us early, but yeah.
Yeah. Ready to go when we're ready to go.
Before we leave, we should Old Det would want to stop and pick up like ration type stuff, cooking stuff, something place
That's
like
good,
things
yeah.
to sleep. Hence, we don't know how long we're going to be out there, so
Okay.
kind of gearing up for
Yeah.
forest
Yeah.
life.
While that happens, I'd get myself healed.
Yeah, they'll take care
And
of that.
while
Okay,
all
cool.
of that's happening, I'm taking the old priest to go buy some armor for him.
Oh, he won't wear it.
Oh.
He's too old and frail.
I mean, we know the stuff
even-
is
not
heavy,
even a leather
dude.
jacket. Not even a leather jacket. He won't put on a leather jacket.
Nope.
A jerkin.
He believes his faith in Ulrich will protect him.
Ulrich wears armor. Don't you want to be more like?
But get your
Ulrich?
back so that you get protected too with your little pin.
Oh.
There you go.
I'll get him a ton of Sigmarian pins, and I'll just pin them to him. They're like 5 silver
Cover.
a piece. How many can I get? If he's totally covered in them, then
Make armor out of these
in
pins.
little silver pins about this big.
it's kind of like studded leather, except it's holy symbols of Sigmar.
There you go.
That
Okay.
was
He's my
be
next
better.
aesthetic, mind you. That's where I'm going.
How
with
much do
this.
you want to? So, what do you want to do in way of buying provisions and stuff? Then. So, I mean, you're talking about.
She's a halfling, so she needs at least enough for us to have second breakfast every day.
Every day. I'm saying 4 breakfasts every day.
Right.
I'm just gonna put that out there.
So, I mean, a week's. I mean, it depends what kind of food you want. I mean, there's, cheap kind of crappy food. There's
No,
good
no.
quality food.
Good quality.
Oh, that strikes
food.
me
It's
as the
Old
type
Det.
that has
Like traveling
extravagant
rations for a week.
standards.
But like good quality. Like she's probably gonna be trying to make it taste better.
Okay.
Not bringing MREs.
You don't really
she
know
said.
how long it's going to take to get there, but I mean, Drakwold Forest is a big place, a very big place.
I'd chip in some money for the rations. To
So,
Odette.
Also,
I mean, it's 6 silver for a week's worth if you're buying like the
For all of us or like per person?
per person. 6 silver,
silver
per
per
person
person.
per week. So if you want a week's worth for everybody,
and there's 6 of us.
then you're looking at 24 silver.
24 silver. Okay.
Yep. Father Odo and the other priests can starve. They can eat berries.
Do blind people
prayers
really
with their
need to
food.
eat food? I don't know.
Blind people need to eat
As
food.
far
Did you
as
just
I
ask
recall,
us that?
as far as I recall,
I'm
being
joking.
blind does not change your necessity to consume sustenance.
I would go ahead and
However, when you
probably
are
get
blind,
extra rations for them.
Okay.
I'm taking
That'd be
this
another
note
12?
from,
Yeah, if you're
from
gonna buy another
assumptions
2
on my
weeks'
one
worth.
blind roommate. From assumptions on my one blind
Just
roommate.
for those two.
Right.
An extra week for those two.
Okay.
You
Yep.
eat less because you turn your head fewer times, so you burn fewer calories.
And did you say you wanted like a makeshift tent?
Tent or like sleeping bag, something.
I mean, you can get a tent. They're 15 silver.
15 silver.
I mean, they're obviously fairly basic. Just stick up the poles, lean to kind of. But they do. I mean, it would definitely keep the rain from drenching you in.
Assuming that like that would that have like bedding things? Would that include, or would I have to buy like bedroll separately too?
Um,
Or would we have that? I don't even know what we would have.
most of you have got that in your, because you've all got like that basic kit.
Yeah. Okay.
That's counted
Then
in
yes.
that kit.
Perfect. Then that's what I would get. I would just get a tent
Okay.
and then rations for 6 people for 1 week.
Uh huh. Didn't one of you actually? Did one of you have a tinderbox or something? One of you got one, didn't you? To light a fire with.
Did someone pick it up?
I think someone did.
Someone picked it up from the rat catcher.
Yeah.
Who had the torch?
I didn't. I had the. You gave me the torch. I didn't.
And that
Well,
was-
let's assume one of you has a tinderbox, so one of you has it. If you want to put it down on your sheet, Aldette, go right ahead.
Okay, tinderbox.
There you go.
If you guys want more rations than 1 week, somebody else is going to chip in for those because I bought 1 week's for everybody.
I think Matthew Bain said he'd chip in some.
Yeah.
If you'd like to get more. Do you think we need more than 1 week?
No, but I mean, I'd obviously pay a little bit into your costs because that was 30 silver. You said.
36 silver total.
Yeah, I'd give 20 into that. I don't know.
Okay.
Less money I have, the happier I am.
Let's not quarrel and argue over who paid who.
I'll
Okay.
take it.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Alrighty.
I think that's all we need, right? Do we need anything else?
No, we're
Nope.
good. We're good. Yeah, that's good. Jet
All
needs
right.
6 per day.
Look. Without old debt, these fools would not be prepared at all.
We would
Sure.
have nothing.
Well, I mean, we would just use the outrider to get us food every day.
And I'd just be out there like, well, here I am, riding out.
All right, let's head out. Let's do this.
Okay. So Father Odo will say, the only thing I know to go on to start with is we should head south into the forest. Perhaps we can take the southern road to Schönighagen, and as we journey, perhaps this thing will call to me or start to pull me in a direction so that we can find the brass skull. By as much as I have no wish to find this thing and come face to face, it is something that we must do. Okay. So they are sending a young, basically a squire with you by the name of Tristan. And Tristan's job will be to take care of Baza Odo. As you're going on the southern road, by the time you kind of got outside and stuff like that, Tristan actually is bringing around a horse and cart. He says that they can leave the horse and cart at one of the southern towns and have it returned back to the city of the White Wolf, or you can reclaim it on your way back if that suits.
I'm sorry, Tristram is a what now?
He's a squire.
Okay.
He's basically He's like a 16-year-old lad
Oh,
who is used to polishing armor, fetching fetching and skivvying for another knight, handing up lances, taking care of horses, all that crap.
gonna get this kid.
I'm gonna
killed.
be honest. I'm really scared that I put another person in harm's way by asking this kid to come along.
He's experienced.
My character's morality, I have no idea what it is right now.
Oh, I mean, you were anticipating if we leave the old
Shot
man,
done
he
some.
dies. So I'd argue you're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Probably because then at least it's not just a helpless person sitting at the entrance to some cave like,
Right.
doody doody, I'm
Okay,
just
so
gonna
is
hang
this-
out here and.
This
get
is the way
killed."
you guys are heading. Basically, you're going to be heading down this road here. And it is about 20 miles to Schoninghagen, so you'll get there as soon as you're leaving bright and early. You'll get there today. So it'll be late afternoon by the time you arrive at the town of Schoninghagen. It's entirely up to you. You can use this as an opportunity to stay in a tavern and an inn, comfy and cozy, or as soon as you still have several hours of daylight, you could push on. You wouldn't make Grubentrech today, but you could make a good dent in it.
Probably best to stay in tonight
Okay.
for the old man's sake, at least.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to have hard days ahead where there's no inn, right? So let's
Yeah. Best to
I've-
travel light first.
ease them into the travel.
Yep. Fair enough. Okay. That's it here. All right. So, a basic common room, and food is going to cost you about 10 pennies per person. So it's not expensive. I mean, not unless you're going to get all frou-frou fancy and want expensive stuff. But you'll probably be traveling through quite a few towns and villages. So we're not going to go into a big roleplay in the town every time we go through because it'll take forever. And that's really not part of what we're doing here. So there you go. Okay.
All right. Stay the night and head out next day, right? Right, guys?
Yeah, I'm on for that.
All right. So, yep, you head out from Schoninghagen, and again, towards the end of the next day, you will arrive at Grubentracht. When you get to Grubentracht, same sort of scenario. You can stay there at the tavern if you want. Father Odo says that he still feels that it is south that you need to travel. And he says that the next town from there is Maustedt, and that is probably closer to 50 miles and will probably take you... You won't get there in one day. Not on a slow horse and cart. I mean, you could. If you got up really early and traveled all day without stopping, you could do it.
How about we push on a little bit this night to put a dent in it so we do get there by the end of the next day?
Okay. So basically, instead of staying at Grubenstrike, you want to kind of like travel on down towards Malstead and then camp?
Yeah.
Yeah, if everyone else wants to, I mean, agrees. Cause
And it's still a bit of a clearing. The chances of an ambush here are lower than later. I'm with this. I'm with this plan.
Bert, Odette, that okay with you guys?
That's fine.
Okay. So you can set up your camp. You want to light a campfire and stuff like that. Weather-wise, it's I mean, we're not talking frost and stuff like that, but it's probably getting down to around like 40 degrees or so at nighttime.
Yeah, we're lighting a campfire.
Okay, all right. So you set up your campfire, set your tent up, and all that sort of stuff. Father Odo will settle down to sleep under the watchful eye of Tristan. But because last night you all stayed in the tavern, Odo was in his own room, so you didn't witness what happened. But tonight you will. So Father Odo clearly is having pretty horrific nightmares. You can see him tossing and turning and, no, stay away, keep him away. Just completely talking in his sleep. Wakes up numerous times, kind of sweating. Tristan does his best to, calm him down or whatever. But you can definitely tell that not just physically, but mentally, this whole thing is having a huge drain on Father Odo's health. Even just in the 2 days that you guys have traveled, there has been a noticeable decline in his lethargy. The first day, he was more or less able to climb up onto the cart. When you wake up the next morning to do that, he can't. Tristan has to virtually help him get up on there and lift his legs up and get him on the cart.
We got Father some Hypnol before we left.
Do you
Give him
think it's
some
getting
ibuprofen.
closer?
Eat something.
So-
What was
sorry.
that,
I
Odette?
don't know how these work, but do you think it's getting worse because we're getting closer?
Whether that as time passes, it might be a little combination of both.
I feel like from the time we met him to day one, it was not as big of a difference as it is to here.
He's also getting tired, though.
And he was also probably under the intensive care of the clergyman at the church.
Perhaps.
Alrighty. Well, you will arrive at Malstead the next day. Once you get to Malstead, you notice that Father Odo is starting to shake quite a bit, and he's getting the shivers, like he's got a chill. I can feel something. This terrible thing I feel to the west of here. It's west. I can feel it pulling at me as surely as a rope around my waist. We perhaps should stay here at Malstead tonight and venture into the dark forest itself tomorrow.
That's a good idea. And let's try to get you something to help you sleep.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm gonna ask around if there's anyone who might have a sleeping poultice or liquor, maybe to knock them out.
There is a local herbalist who says that he can definitely sell you something to help put somebody to sleep. It'll cost you 5 silver.
Okay, and that's a one-time use for 5 silver?
Yeah.
All right, so multiple uses, guys? What do you think?
Sure.
How many?
Let's see. Hang on. All right. He says that he has enough ingredients to make as many as 10.
Is there a bulk discount?
Don't you want to haggle?
Yeah, I do want to haggle, but I don't know if I'm good at it.
I am.
Half a
Well,
talent
then
for an old
don't you
ex-lover.
want to haggle?
Yeah, if
Yeah.
someone wants to haggle with him. All right, give me a haggle roll.
I think, yeah.
Whoever,
Well, not as
whoever's
good
going
as
to
I
do
thought
it.
I was, but I am trained in it.
You could do it.
Then
Oh,
we're
and don't forget,
probably
everybody's
the
got
best
their fortune points back as well, so they're all on full fortune points.
Yeah, no.
No, not worth it.
I'm
Okay,
just trained in it. I got excited.
That's all right. I mean, the fact that you put in the effort to ask will go somewhere. So, how many do you want? Oh, thank you, Dice, for playing catch up. How many are you looking to buy?
5?
Well, I mean, how many? Yeah, how long have we been out already?
We had 2 nights.
3.
2 nights.
This is
This will be
night
your
3.
third night, yeah.
So he's gonna need at least 3 going back, and we don't know how many.
So
into the
let's
woods.
just
Well,
go.
hopefully he won't be having the nightmares anymore when we go back.
What if we just go for broke, do all 10? That way he can sleep in the woods, and we don't have to worry about like curious animals.
He
Who are
will,
shaped like
if you're
men
going to
with
buy all
weapons.
10, he will, instead of charging you 50, he'll basically say buy 9, get 1 free. So 45 silver for 10. Just on the merits that you tried to haggle with him.
Okay, so that's 2 gold pieces and 5 silver, right? Total. Because
Whatever the conversion rate is.
Yeah, it's 20 silver to 1 gold crown. So
Yeah, so 45 silver.
Oh,
Most people deal in, most people, unless it's something of any real value, most people are going to give you either pennies or silver pricing because they
I'll
don't.
give 20 silver.
Okay.
I'll put down my other 17 silver. I don't want to carry no coins.
I
And
would
just
like
so you know, where you guys came from, do you see?
Yeah, I saw it. I was looking.
There's Udagart, where you came from originally, down here. You guys basically traveled kind of up through these hills because you like avoided the main roads and stuff like that when you came here. So you moved all the way up through and come that way. So you're kind of taking a different way than you went through last time.
okay, so you put in 20 and 17, so I'll pay the rest. So that's math is hard. It's 8. I'll give 8 silver for the 45 total.
Can I make a gossip roll to see if anybody has heard of the beastmen that we encountered? But like not
Sure.
hearing them, just trying to see what we hear.
Yeah,
About
go
that?
ahead. Give me a gossip check. You can gossip around the tavern, see if you hear any rumors.
Nope.
Okay.
Oh.
So, yeah, most people here are pretty kind of gun-shy of outsiders. People do seem to be very reluctant to talk to you, especially that, there's a couple of elves in the party, and you're all together a little sinister-y looking. Not maybe sinister, but definitely you don't look like locals, as it were. But you can tell that clearly the people here at Malstead are very, very kind of reserved, clearly worried about things. There's a level of depression that you can sense here. Everybody is real quick to get inside once it starts to get dark. Even the people at the tavern, those that leave to go home, none of them go by themselves.
But they live in a place that starts with Mal.
Yeah, right?
And I've never had a girl named Mal I didn't like.
All right.
Okay. But yeah, okay, so you guys want to stay here the night and head into the forest the next day. Okay. So obviously the horse and cart is going to have to stay at Malstead. There's no way you're taking a horse and cart into the dense parts of the forest. You want to leave your horse there as well, or do you want to attempt to take the horse with Father Odo on it?
If you're saying it's unlevel ground and such, it's probably, and he doesn't want to wear any caps, then it's probably best to keep the horse.
Okay, all right, so you can stable the horse here at Malstead as well.
How much
And
is that all
head.
going to cost us?
Stabling is probably going to be like 2 pennies a night.
Oh, dang, okay. I'll just put down like 100 pennies as cover and then collect whatever's missing later.
Okay,
If they're cool with that.
you're trusting.
It's 100 pennies.
Then I'll be like, I hope he dies, doesn't ever come back.
Oh, that's fine. I
Damn,
wouldn't use the
we
money
said
either
over
way.
100 pennies.
Hey, to these peasants, that's a lot. Okay, all right. So you guys are going to wander into the forest. Hey, wolves.
Is Odo better rested? I mean, like, is he more energized?
He is no worse.
Okay.
He's not leaping over.
No, I mean he's still fairly slow moving. You know, he's walking, but he's kind of walking with his Tristan is kind of leading him along with like one hand rested gently on the small of his back and kind of helping him along. So, and pointing out where not to trip over.
Okay.
But for the most part, I mean, you're moving slow with Father Odo, but he is able to walk. Probably at least every 30 or 40 minutes or so, he has to take a few minutes break. But yeah,
He's doing better than me in
You're
real
getting
life.
I would like to just keep an eye out because this is kind of the forest, even though it's not the same area. This is where we encountered the beastmen. So I just kind of want to keep an eye out for like tracks of them or anything like that we see.
right. So the Beastmen.
They were in the other direction. I know.
So Cadil Rel kind of was one of the people that saw the Beastmen and came to Udagard. So Cadil Rel knows the Beastmen were around here.
Mm-hmm.
But
if this thing is calling them,
and they were originally, Cadil Rel knew that they were heading in the direction through the hills towards Utengard. That's why you all abandoned and went this way.
Mm-hmm.
But as I said, that's the fear, is that if they caught wind of where you were traveling, they might have been kind of following you. That's why they kind of panicked up at the City of the White Wolf, thinking, they could come here after you. So, but, I mean, as the crow flies from there to where you guys are, it's probably 75 to 100 miles. And it's been a good week or two, so those beastmen could be anywhere by now.
if this thing is calling to them, I just don't want to be surprised.
Yeah.
Oh, look, 200
Smart.
beastmen. We're out. Right.
We're
You take the
surrounded
100 on
and
the left.
dead.
I'll take the 100
Odo
on
and
the
run
right.
away. Just. Yeah.
That's it. Okay.
Our squire just didn't make.
We can probably at least outrun the old guy. Sorry.
Only gonna cover like 5 of them though. Not
Okay, I'll
200.
just yeet the kid into the others and we'll be fine.
The kid can handle 195 beastmen.
Yeah, you take these on.
It's the last 5 that are the problem.
All right.
I just realized why Tristram has to point out where there's holes and stuff to not step. I'm a dumbass.
Because he's blind. Okay.
Makes it even worse that I would fall in the
Well,
hole.
at the slow pace you're going, it has been a full, long, arduous day of travel. It gets dark fairly quick because of the thick canopy above. As soon as the sun starts to set, it gets pretty dark in the forest early on. Now, obviously, for the lights of Oldet and Matthew Bain and Cadil Rel, you guys can still see great. Because as long as there's a little bit of light, your night vision kicks in and you can see fairly well. You can see all the different shapes, the shades, the colors. Father Odo doesn't affect him in the least.
Well, of course not.
He's
I was
blind
gonna say,
anyway.
does he have dark vision?
But poor Tristan and Matilda, by probably 4 o'clock in the afternoon, can't see shit. So it means if you want to push on, you're going to need some light sources of some kind, or you could choose this as an opportunity to count down and rest. Especially seeing as you've had poor old Father Odo walking for hours and hours and hours.
No, he had us walking for hours and hours and hours. This is his
At an
journey.
annoyingly slow speed.
Well, if we are going to continue on, Tristan will
Oh.
light the torch and wield it so we could be more flexible, right? But that is up to you guys. Should we hunker down or press on?
4 o'clock in the afternoon is kind of early to be.
It is. It's just because Father Odo has been walking since breakfast. It is very clear to you that he is not complaining in the least, but he is slowed down significantly and he is starting to hobble quite significantly as
Oh, well,
well.
now I feel bad. Yeah, we
So
need
it's
the
obvious
rest.
that he is struggling.
All right. I guess we'll take a break. We'll
Okay.
rest up
Yeah.
for the night.
All right.
They'll
Place
probably
to
be
rest
out
in the
scouting a little
Jackvold
bit.
Forest. Okay.
Roll for danger.
See what happens
Yeah,
to
I imagine that as they're hunkering down and setting things up, Cowdell would probably be jumping around in the trees, looking around,
Okay.
making sure there's no.
You're going
mystery
to
business
basically kind of do a little bit of
moving
scouting ahead and...
Yeah, doing the job.
Alrighty. Do you have follow trail yet?
I think I do. Strange. Yep.
Ooh,
Go
give
ahead
me a
and pop
follow
that in.
trail roll.
Okay. I told it to do it. But there it is.
Ooh, nice. Okay. So it's not that you find a specific trail, but you do start noticing something. There are an awful lot of animal tracks. All of them are coming towards you. Like, as if
Oh,
there's a mass exodus of animals from
there's gonna be a
the
flood.
west. Like, a lot of things were west and are not west anymore. Like, and you're going that way. It's like you're going in the exact direction that nature ran away from.
This is the part of the Star Wars movie where I've got a bad feeling about this.
Got a really bad
That
feeling.
was, that was the
about this.
last game we ran, Satch. Come on.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Pew pew.
But yeah, I'm gonna, with that information, just kind of stealthily saunter my way home, and just kind of be like, I think the first person I would tell would be Matthew Bain, just because he can hear quieter things, probably.
Okay.
He's elven ears, and just be somewhere along the lines,
Oh, elves.
yeah, you know. I don't suppose we're going to have any dangers tonight. I don't think we'll encounter any animals from here on.
That's good, right? I mean,
On the one end, but when there's a mass exodus of animals away from the place that you're headed, maybe not.
oh, so the animals are, and I'm saying this quite loudly for everybody, really, because I'm around the campfire. Around
Yeah.
the camp. So the animals are running from something.
And whatever it is, we're headed straight for it. Yes. At this point, I'm going to say it a little louder for everyone else.
Fun.
They're coming right for us.
So that means we're going the right way. Good.
So
Do you know how old the tracks were?
Pretty fresh.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a
they're all pretty
it was a
fresh, yeah.
mixture, but most of them were fairly fresh, like within a few days for sure.
Should this be where we leave the father and Tristan? We know we're in the right area. We could probably find it based on those tracks, could we not?
Well, the tracks aren't coming from any one discernible point. They are all headed in our direction. If I were to spend a lot of time trigonometry, inventing a whole new form of math that doesn't exist yet, then maybe. But the problem.
I mean,
is
Father
that-
Odo can confirm that he is feeling that you're close and that it is to the west, but again, he thus far has just been kind of feeling his way in that direction, purely based on this weird feeling that he has of dread.
I think we should have another day go by before we decide whether to leave Odo and Tristan behind.
If we spend the night creating a bit of a fortification here for them to return to after we've found where we need to go, and maybe leave a trail back for them to follow, they can be a little bit more safe and a little bit more distant from whatever it is we're about to face. But the tracks being as fresh as a few days ago, and it's a mix, it means that things are continuing to leave, so they can't be that terribly close.
I would have no problem making basic fortifications on the routes for all of us to fall back on if needed. You know, little hidey holes or whatever. I don't know how to do any of that. Not real. I mean, sort of. You know, my elfishness does, but
You're just too elfish.
just too fucking
You're
elfish.
Channel your elf.
Channel your elf.
Channel your elf.
I'll channel my elf. Yes, yes.
Trying to think what stat would best fit building fortifications in the woods using scrap material.
That would be outdoor survival, sir.
Oh, there it is. Hey, I got
This
that
is the
train.
channeling elf button.
Channel elf button.
So, what is it you're trying to do? Give me a bit more of a description.
So I guess it's more like, because this is ground combat, it better be up than down, but in terms of hiding, it'd be better to be down than up. So their best chance of survival against a major threat would be being down instead of up. So having like some kind of, because if they're up, they're just going to be sitting ducks. Right?
So
If we
you
put
want
them
to
in
try
a
to find a
tree-
low point first of
Right,
all.
yeah, so if we found some kind of like hole to basically hunker them down in,
hmm
and then camouflaged and kind of fortified some places where he could maybe lash out with a sword, basically making natural looking barricades in a small dipped grove if we can find one.
Okay. These barricades, you just kind of like more like small fences with like
Yeah,
covering on top. Or are you talking
yeah,
about like
barked.
palisades or like cross
those
spikes and?
Those would give away the location more. And
Okay,
I
so
doubt
you're
he's
really
gonna
just
have
looking
field
for something for
forces.
them to try to hide behind
Yeah,
and have a little
then-
bit of a defensive barrier.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I'm sure he has a shield and a sword, right? He's sword and board.
He has a sword.
Okay, no shield.
No, he did not bring a shield.
Gross. Okay.
He didn't come to fight. He came to escort an old blind man.
Right. Okay, so in that case, we'd probably want to use bark on the slight bump around the thing to make a bit of a protective layer, so they can't just shoot them through whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, and then do there's a term for those crisscross X pointy horse.
Yeah, I
stomping
can't remember
machines.
what it is.
Yeah, I always forget it. And I always like I took it as a pride point the first time I learned it. I'm like, yeah, I know this cool word, and then I forgot instantly.
Right.
but yeah, it would be more just like a lowered like bunker, like a sunken little bunker for them to hide in, more
Yeah.
than anything.
Try to find yourself a nice little dipped in area, and then, like you say, just kind of put a little bit of a rudimentary fortifications, partially to hide behind and partially to offer some basic defense
Yeah.
should it happen. All right. Go ahead. Give me that survival skill roll then. Oh, what did I just do? Screwed some shit up.
I'm gonna go ahead and spend a point because I feel like this might become important.
Okay. After you
Hey.
rethink it, you're like, no, that's a silly idea. And then you change your tactics and do much better. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so you spend several hours fortifying a dipped-in area. Like, there was like a little, like a little divot in the trees to where you could do that. You can kind of put, like you say, some kind of wooden framework up with you grab some bushes, mount along them so there's something they can hide behind. And unless anybody actually was to like literally come straight over the top of that hill and look directly down in it, where they are, they're pretty much hidden from sight anyway. So it would be a reasonably good place for them at least to try to lay low. Or even yourselves if you had to flee back this way.
Perfect.
Okay. Sounds like a plan. Do you want to leave them here with that being the information, or are you going to carry on and then just use this as a place to fall back to?
No, we're gonna carry on.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna take them with us, and then I'm gonna basically be marking a trail as we go, in a way that I'm gonna communicate with the squire so that they can find this place again.
Okay,
You
so
can't really see it.
make it so that they can
Yeah.
can find their way back here.
Yeah.
Okay, makes perfect
Hey,
sense.
the wooden thing is called the cheval de frise, I guess, French.
Yeah.
It's the cheval thing,
It's-
yeah.
Yeah, with the stakes. Yeah, we all learned something.
Yeah.
Education is good.
It kills horses when they run too fast.
Slows you down. That's about it.
It's a
like,
shed.
like Odo. Slows
Right.
us down.
That's it.
Yep.
Okay. In that case, onwards you can travel. Where are we at on time? 9:12. Okay. We're going to go ahead and take a short break. Let everybody
Bless you.
sneeze.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're going to take a short break. So if you've got any questions, now would be a good time to ask. And then we will kick things back off when we get back. All right, so you guys are going to continue on.
Through the forest.
No, I'm just trying to think. You guys didn't
Oh.
do that. You kind of okay. So you guys camped. You moved a little bit to find a suitable spot. You made your little fortifications and then carried on, right? So it's kind of like afternoon, maybe early evening, because it was 4 o'clock. You camped down at like 4 o'clock last night because it was
No.
dark.
Oh, my impression was we were going to stay at that spot and then move on
Move
the
in
next
the
day.
morning.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, that's fine.
My,
All right.
my
So
impression was because I figured it was like we're camping at 4. We have a long time before it's light again. So,
okay.
like,
So you
in
made
that
your
time,
you
we
made
could
your you
be
found your
camped, I
spot.
could
You
go out
made
and
your
do this, come
fortifications,
back.
camp there, and then move on.
Yeah, kind of a mix
Perfect.
of both at the same time. Yeah.
That'll work. Okay, sounds good. Okie dokie. In that case, then, it will be probably about midday with fairly good vision. As you start noticing that some of the trees start to become a little more sparse. You're also starting to notice that there are burn marks here and there on the ground. You can kind of see laying in a kind of a slightly overgrown. You can see wooden spears here and there. You can see like the handles of like old busted axes, bone picks and stuff like that poking through the weeds. Like they were dropped here or something happened here and then nature has continued to grow up around them. So it obviously wasn't incredibly recently, but the fact that you can see them at all means it wasn't that long ago.
Any bodies, corpses?
No.
Okay.
But being that this is out in a very large animal-filled wood, any bodies that may have fallen here have probably long since been consumed.
I don't like this, guys.
Are we going to reevaluate sending them back at this point?
But I mean, it happened a long time ago. Could
This is
have
about
just
half
been
a
a site
day's
of
travel, so it's about half a day back. Well, I say, it's probably
My-
4 or 5 hours of travel this way since you
Okay.
left your fortification.
Then my
Yeah.
yeah.
It'd be best to send them back then, wouldn't it?
No, my impression was we push forward until we make another fortification and leave them that one.
Oh, I mean that's also smart. But
Because we want him to be as close to us as possible in case we get injured or right?
what point is the basically sunrise? Like what time? How much time do we have for day here?
I mean, in the
Less
forest,
minutes.
I mean, you don't really get much light until the sun is high enough to kind of shine down through the canopy that well. And of course, with all the canopy, it gets dark a lot faster for you guys in here anyway. So you're probably looking at maybe 7 to 4, something like that. Ish.
I mean, let's also not forget that if we send them back now, that's 4 or 5 hours of traveling without
Yeah.
us protecting
I
them.
mean, like it's like noon. They'd get back around 5. They would make it back, but yeah, you're thinking. That's why I like you, because you're an elf, and you can do
No other reason. Okay. So you want to continue to push on?
Yeah.
All right. Well, it starts to be. You're kind of now slowly going kind of a little bit uphill. It is becoming very difficult for Father Odo to travel at this point. He is achieving it, but it is even slower than it was before. Because he is like, put the stick forward. Tristan helps him up a step. He puts the stick forward. Tristan helps him up a step. So you guys are not covering a whole lot of distance at this point. But eventually you kind of the hill starts to balance out. And you can see a reasonable amount of sunlight ahead, like you're entering some kind of clearing, or there is a clearing up ahead.
I mean, if there's a area with trees near the clearing, because I don't want to lead this guy in there.
Wait, is the giggling like happening?
That's Mitchie behind me.
Oh, okay, that's fine. I was just trying to make sure it wasn't something.
Yeah.
You're not hallucinating.
It's like, are we about to get attacked by nymphs or something? Like,
I thought my mic was muted at that point, so I was like, oh well, it's going to be okay. And then it was on green, and I'm like, oh no. But
okay.
Yeah, no, that's real. It's there.
okay.
It's okay. You're not crazy.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, you'll be, if you keep pushing forward, you'll come into a clearing eventually.
I guess that's what we do.
Okay.
My fear is
don't
hiding
like
someone in a
this.
clearing.
Yeah, I don't like going into a clearing with just walking into a clearing when we're this close to something.
Oh, we're not. The scout's gonna go first.
I was gonna, as a scout, gladly go around the clearing along the tree line from within and see if there was anything a little
Well,
stuff beyond
yeah,
those,
let's
You want to do that?
circumvent
Yeah.
the clearing, not walk into it.
I mean, what causes the clearing though?
because if
Alright.
it's at the center of the clearing, we'd be able to know when he says, "Oh, it's still over that way." But if we can just totally prevent the whole
Dude's a
thing,
human
Okay.
metal detector. It's great.
Then I'm going to put Satch. How does this work now? Oh, okay. Let me do this.
In the middle of the clearing. Boom!
These two.
Thanks for
kill.
taking one for the teams.
All right, Satch, you should be able to see something that everybody else cannot see.
I certainly can.
Okay. So you're up here at the top as you kind of move forward. So you can kind of see through the trees into the clearing. How far ahead of the party are you going?
Well, and it would have to be within eyesight, but also I would want them within verbal warning range. Should something really hit the fan. So probably around. Well, one move is like 60 feet,
Okay.
so probably no more than like 80, 90.
All right. Okie dokie. Yep, so you're sneaking up to the clearing. So what you can see in the center of the clearing is a large, rough-hewn pillar of kind of grayish stone. Stands about 30 feet high, with skulls and severed heads piled around its base, and an assortment of graffiti scratched on it in some kind of debased form. Obviously, you're all the way back at the tree line, so that's about all you can really see from here.
That's plenty. My job is to scout, notice things, and go back to everybody and tell them what I saw. So I'm going to do that.
Okay.
Yeah. It's in the clearing. Or at least I hope it's in the
he
clearing.
saw in his dreams.
Are we close enough to send them back now? Or are we
Say-
carrying them with us into the clearing?
Wait, what is
Can
in
we
the
verify
clearing?
that's what it is?
Okay. Large heap of dead skulls, bones, etc., surrounding what's like a little pedestal type thing, all covered in.
Okay, when you
bloody
say that,
graffiti.
Father Odo kind of drops down to one knee and almost faints. That's what I saw in my visions. Yes, it is what I saw. A large, tall obelisk surrounded by skulls. Oh, I found it. It is there.
We're supposed to pick up the whole thing.
Oh, you are looking for a brass skull on a thick chain.
Uh,
I
did
thought
you
that
see
would-
one of them?
I didn't see one of those. I didn't bother getting close to it without everyone.
Also, weren't we supposed to look within some catacombs or cave or something? Or am I-
Maybe assumed.
I wouldn't mind not having to go into a catacomb to
Would
get
it-
the necklace or whatever it sounds like it is.
Would the skull really be on that thing you saw, Kyderel?
Isn't that what cracked open in the vision? The stone
Mhm.
cracked open and something came.
Yes. The stone opened up.
So we go there and
Wait
Hack
for the
it.
stone to open.
Damn it. Okay,
I don't want to do this with the old man present.
This is what I've been saying the whole day.
he has a name, y'all.
Oh, I wasn't anticipating making
And then
it
suddenly,
here,
yeah, suddenly a rogue, an angel, a big grey dude, and thing turn up and say, "Get away from our godstone! We've been looking for this." Merge the two games. Merge the campaigns.
let's go.
huh? Yeah, let's do it. We'll be in a totally different system and our asses as a result.
It'll be like, this isn't fair.
I
Our
need your
system
left
is way
arm.
more dangerous than yours. We're certain to die.
Absolutely.
You go first.
Use your left arm for 10 non-lethal. Meanwhile, you
Okay.
cast fireball and we're all dead.
Okay,
I'm 13
well,
wounds.
Father, if that's where we're supposed to go in that thing, then how do we get it to open?
In the vision, it opened by itself. I
Oh,
did
good.
not see beyond that.
I'm gonna look at the squire and be like, would you be able to comfortably get him back to the previous fort tonight?
I'm s-
Tristan you see him kind of look over his shoulder. He's like, I can try.
I'm sorry. I don't want them to go back. Look, I know you guys. We want you to live and survive, but I want to survive too. And this is not right to send them back. I don't know
Remember
why
what
you guys.
happened the last time we had somebody with
Our
us?
plan
Yeah,
was to
but
send
he
them
was-
back. That's
he
why
was-
we made the fortifications.
No, to fall back upon, not to send them back to.
We were planning to send them back and then us fall back if we were injured.
You are the
I
only
think there's
one
been
But-
some
who wants to send him back.
miscommunications.
I'm sorry, but it's a 5-hour trek back. He's already old and tired. It's dangerous if they go back alone. If we're clearly in a place
You're
that's
so mean
bad.
to this old dude. You're just like, the old man. He's old.
He's old. It's
To hell
true.
with him.
I'm not lying.
Look, old dad has been talking about him like he's not there the entire
I
time.
know, right?
She
Oh,
has not
Ed.
even.
He can heal us and bless us. Why wouldn't we want him with
I
us?
guess the
Because
reason
it's
I asked
harder to
Tristan
bless
was
somebody when
Yeah.
you're dead.
Well, then
Because
we
it
get
divides our
the reason-
attention. That's the entire point.
No, we see a threat. We get between him and the threats, and then he heals us for whatever from behind. Shut up, Catarel.
How
I
many
had something to say.
times?
I know, but
Better to burn out.
we're not
than
divided.
fade
We're
away.
we're focused on the threat while being between it.
The
That's
threat is not
The-
always coming straight at you.
well,
We're in the
if
middle
that
of
happens,
forest.
it happens. It happened to the rat
The
catcher.
reason I asked him was perhaps we should build another fortification closer by before continuing on with whatever we're about to do. That way they can fall back on that after we open whatever it is, and he can be here for it to guide us on whatever might happen because he's the only
Okay.
one with
I got
knowledge
an
over it.
idea.
That's why I clear my throat.
Fine.
Father, do you want to go back or do you want to come with us?
I have no desire to face this thing, but we must push on. I have come this far. Just know that I will not be of any use to you if there is a fight or any form of combat. And Tristan looks and he says, "And I am just a young squire. I have not seen any combat other than that of a wooden sword in the training grounds.
Are
We
you
also
kidding
expect
me?
the same.
We
Um,
told them that we were going to leave them behind so that they did not have to face danger. Of course, they didn't send someone who could fight.
It's just as mean and rude as what I've been
Um,
saying.
Well, that's not nice about it.
No,
mean-
you've got to be stronger than that.
No,
You're a
no,
squire
they
of
don't.
Ulrich.
No, they don't. What needs to happen is we press on. Something bad happens or something bad approaches. Odo sits down and goes to sleep or whatever. Tristan stands over him. We deal with the threats. Problem solved.
Hey, old man.
No.
Look, there's
This is
all these
impossible,
beastmen
Rita.
just about to attack us. Go to sleep. You just take a nap.
Just go,
And-
sit down.
If you get to wake up, we won.
I mean, look.
If you wanted somebody to follow behind us and heal us and whatnot, then you probably should have asked for somebody who wasn't, pardon me, father, old.
Why is it mean whenever I say it, but not when you guys do? I love it.
It's the
Well,
intent.
I mean, I could have used a better describing word.
No.
Again, father, I'm sorry, decrepit, on
Useless.
his last leg, 1 foot in the grave.
All of these things might be indeed true.
Look.
I have felt the hand of age roll upon me these last few days.
But you're human. It makes sense. Look. If we send him back now,
Dear Gordon.
and we go to investigate this stone skull thing, and it's not there, we're going to have to go back and retrieve him to continue on because he is our guide.
How much quicker
Ow.
is it to go 5 hours travel by ourselves if he's already back there? We can go
How
get him
many of them
quickly.
things you think's in the woods?
200 at least.
Now, to your point,
Of the
it was 5 hours moving at Odo speed. Y'all could probably cover that in 2.
It's still 2 hours. I mean,
It's 2 hours is not that far to fall back if we can get away from them.
yeah, no, but it's 7 hours because it's 2 hours to get to him and 5 hours for him to come back here.
If we know it's not here, we would not be carrying him here.
But if he says it's further west, we'd have to return here
Perhaps we just keep going further west and see where we can find. This is the place.
with him here, with
Or
us.
we do it on our own. Like I've wanted to do since the city.
But we wouldn't have been able to get here if we left him in the city.
Well,
You-
now that we are here, let's leave him.
Can we at least see if we can open it first?
If we open it and that thing comes out, we are putting him and everyone around us in danger.
So be it.
If we don't wait long enough after he leaves to open it, he's going to be in danger anyway. I kind of have a feeling once we open it, if we don't get rid of whatever it is, everybody's going to be in danger.
Look, I'm sorry I sound harsh and cruel, but I really don't care if he lives or dies.
Yes, I can tell.
So let's leave him here to be potentially useful to us and our
Do-
mission.
You
Which
clearly
is
don't
why
care
I'm
if anybody but you lives or dies. I do.
No, I care about you guys too because I've seen you fight and I know you can keep us alive.
I've noticed you put me in front during the last encounter.
I wasn't the one who put you in front. You were the one who could see and was small, and I wasn't the only one who said you go first.
I'm confused. If you're so worried about your own life, why did you come to begin with?
For the badge for Cadrilel. We bonded we have a fellowship.
He won't. Yeah, he's
So
not willing to
you're-
save an old man's life, but he's willing to risk his own
That's
life
all.
and limb for a little metal badge.
No,
That's all very kind of you.
sorry, that was elf humor. It was
I
elf
know.
humor.
I was. It just sounds
In
funny.
all seriousness,
It was for the badge.
I'm an academic. This is a relic of something chaotic. I have an intellectual curiosity about it. Also, I don't want to see Middenheim and where I'm currently stationed completely destroyed if bad people get a hold of it and destroy everything around us.
It's ironically not the time to pick bone as we are going after a specific soul, but it might be best if we perhaps build a fortification for our healing divine friend here, to stay safe and well under the guardianship of Mr. Tristan here, as it were, so we can stay safe and well while we do whatever we need to do. because they've really shown no usefulness in a fight, as their own self-observation, and generally when people don't think they're good at fighting, they're right.
That's a good plan. I agree with that.
So if we build them another fort, get them a nice safe place to stay, it's still early in the night. Maybe we can all
No, it's
go
only
for a
midday.
good rest. Yeah, and maybe we could all go for a good rest before doing whatever it is that might surely get one of us killed. One of us.
So how far back do you want to build fortifications? Like, how far away from this thing?
Oh,
Obviously not
while.
5 hours, because that would defeat
Not
the purpose.
5. Like, enough to the point where if something were to come out, it wouldn't chase us the whole way, probably, but we would be able to get to it in case it did. That's a hard thing to estimate. Average move is 60 feet, right?
That's a full move. That's like a double move. I
It's
think.
like, yeah, a full move. Like, assuming we are gunning away from whatever it is. If we're gunning for it, an average move is 60 feet, where rough
Yeah.
terrain probably.
Average
so
move
then
for who?
I mean, a
an
few
average
hundred.
dash, yeah.
I mean, you're talking about a few hundred feet, quarter of a mile, half a mile.
Half a mile sounds like the right number. But maybe a little, I don't know, I'm thinking to the times I've run a mile. Because you're exhausted at the end of that. So like, and we're in full kit. So like between a quarter and a half mile probably.
A third of a mile.
Yeah, a third of a mile. Yeah.
Okay.
We're making this so difficult.
He paces it out. 1, 2, 4. This is about a third here.
We're making
okay.
this so difficult.
So you're
Right.
going to go back and set up some more kind of fortifications and stuff like that,
Yeah,
similar to what you
just
did
like a thing.
before.
Yeah, kind of matching.
Okay, another couple of hours passes. Are you leaving? So by now it's kind of like early afternoon. You've still got plenty of daylight, especially and of course in the clearing you'd have more daylight. So what's the game plan? Do you want to leave Tristan and Father Odo here and head over, or you want to camp here the night and go first thing on the morrow?
No, let's
I was
go.
kind of hoping for a blessing before we do all of this, because that wouldn't hurt.
Hey, you're blessed, you schmuck. No,
Why is he suddenly a rabbi?
he's suddenly gone Jewish instead of German.
Why? He's suddenly a rabbi. I'm okay with it. I just don't understand.
Okay. So the problem is, while Father Odo can indeed bless you, most of Father Odo's blessings will be long gone by the time you get a third of a mile.
Good word.
I'd like to build one a quarter of yeah, no, I don't know how his blessings work,
What
so I
are
guess
his
that makes
blessings
sense.
anyway?
I was just hoping for some sort of godly favor and maybe a shiny badge.
He just carries those around on him to hand them out. Like
Probably. I mean, he's
he
a
just
priest.
gives you a hard
Yeah, he
candy
doesn't
and pats
have
you on the
any.
head.
That's a
Children
Sigmar
don't
thing.
want
They
that.
throw badges around like
They
nothing.
do. They do.
Especially when they
Yeah.
want to entice you to do shit for them.
It's like the Boulder badge. Like
Yeah.
everybody got a Boulder badge. Who
I
doesn't
mean,
have
he
a
can
Boulder
give you a
badge?
generic... Basically, Father Odo can give you like a
Patronize me,
generic
Brock.
blessing.
I mean, that's fine.
But I mean, it's going to have no actual benefits.
Okay, flavor-wise, it's great because now we're
Yeah,
going
it's delicious.
for a
Delicious
reason.
flavor.
Yeah, and it's wonderful. I'd just like to sprinkle that on whatever I already ate.
Right? Let me see
It's like
here.
when you bite the hot dog and drink ketchup, you know?
Of... Let's find you. Sigmar. Here we are, Lord of Ulrich.
Why did that last blessing go remind me so much of Spaceballs? Just the ring is bogus, Lone Star. I found it in a Cracker Jack box.
Okay, there is something he may be able to do. Let's see. There's something that might last long enough. That's not a good thing for you guys.
Aww.
He curses us before we go
He
in.
gives you a tasty little curse.
Tasty little
Talking
curse.
about him.
Delicious.
We walk off, he turns to Tristram, and he's just like,
We turn into shambling mounds.
takes out like a cigarette or something, starts smoking. It's like fucking elves.
Right. Yeah.
Oh,
That one with the Sigmar badge really pissed me off.
Yeah. I told him it was a blessing, but it was a curse.
Who are you, old man?
Yeah. I mean, there really isn't anything he can do magically to bless you that's going to last the length of time that you would need it to. So all he can do is basically give you a generic blessing and tell you that Sigmar is that Ulrich is going to watch over you.
He tells you a different god's gonna watch over you. My god has had enough of your shit.
Yeah. My God says screw y'all.
He's just sitting there with his
Probably.
tongue just like, man, wait, which god are we talking here?
Yep. But that's about it. So you're gonna have to
Oh,
go sans buff.
that's okay. I just wanted the blessing.
But at least you're all fully healed and all healthy and got all your stuff.
I just wanted to know that we were cool before.
There you go.
Yeah.
All
I really
right,
just wanted to know we were the coolest kids in the room.
So you guys want to just kind of like leave them hunkered down here and head that way, huh?
mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well,
Should we
Either
tell
that or
them a
put them
certain
in
amount of
hotel.
time before they should go back and tell them we died?
No,
No?
we're not.
They'll be able to decide that on their own, and that would be a very dramatic moment. So in case any of us reincarnate as a squire, that would be a really good moment. So, oh my God.
Honestly, if all the squire does is get to wield a wooden sword, I don't know if I want to be that bad.
Yeah, but how fun it would be to be that squire. I want to be the squire. That'd be funny as heck. I'm Tristan. I have a wooden sword and an old man. I'm trying
And this
to
elf doesn't give a damn if I live or die.
This mean elf who probably died.
Who
I don't know
asked
what's
me to
going
become
on.
along to begin
He
with?
didn't tell me anything. This old man's having nightmares.
Okay.
His drugs here.
So you guys are moving forward, and I've put you at the edge of the clearing.
Oi.
If you have any questions as to why I was apprehensive earlier?
Yeah.
Map is what did it.
Okay,
I have a map.
there you go.
Oh wow, did not expect it to look like that.
Right? I thought it would be small. It was
Yeah, it's
big.
30 foot tall, so it's obviously going to have some reasonable girth to it.
Yeah, it's girth.
It's
All
birth
the
of
skeletons
books.
around it is what's creeping me the fuck
Yeah,
out
it's
right
like
now.
it is littered with bones and stuff, and skulls are all been like laid and cast at the bottom of this thing, like they've been gathered up and dumped here.
Oh good.
Can I try to see if we hear anything in the clearing?
Sure. Where did that go? Hold on.
Perception?
Oh no, hold on. Sorry, I was looking for something, but I remember I accidentally had to close Roll20 earlier and reopen it. That's why I don't have it. Okay. Yeah. So give me a perception check, and if you have any talents that are listening.
No.
I am talentless.
Gosh,
Okay.
I'm
Oh, it's so close. It's so frustrating.
All right. So you listen. You can hear animals and things in the faint distance, but nothing particularly close by, really.
That's not creepy. Okay.
So I'm just gonna kind of look at everyone like, if you have my back, I'll go.
Yeah. I'm here with you.
We all are.
I'm gonna notch an arrow.
Okay, so you put an arrow in your bow ahead of time.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. If if Birdie's with me, I'm just gonna be right at her back with an arrow knot and be like, "Let's go."
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna notch an arrow as well.
All right. So you guys are. Hold on a second. So
Moving too fast.
all three of you at the back have arrows kind of notched in bows. And then Bertilda, you're obviously just walking up sword and shield.
Yeah, I'm ready to kick some ass in case one of these skeletons pops up at me.
Okay.
Some
So
non-existent
as you
ass
guys are
with
starting to
standing
get
in
closer, as I said, you can see that there are indeed all kinds of symbols and kind of like chicken scratch writing been like carved into the stones with various different sharp implements, none of which you can really make out to make any semblance of what they say, especially not from this distance.
Longeles doth be a better lover than Fanes.
Maybe I should have got somebody to teach me how to read. Not that it would help.
That's right. I forgot.
None of this
Okay.
matters. I can't read.
Everybody
Blood.
give me let's see who so based on where you guys are, Bertilda, you can give me a perception check.
Yay! What do I perceive?
And so can Cadilrel at this point.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to
I perceived.
Okay.
Oh man, But
You
can't
heard,
read.
and let's see what Cadilrel gets to see if he hears the same.
We have a trained perception. Still less than 50%. Ooh, that's bad.
You're not very perceptive, but you are at least knowledgeable
I'm
of perception.
distracted by the spectacle of two things right now.
Right? So Bertilda, you heard what sounded like, the easiest way I can say it is like a clattering of bones. Like bones being like moved or dropped or shuffled around. From the immediate direction in front of you. What do you wish to do?
Are we fighting bones?
I'm getting ready to fight because I'm believing one of these skeletons is just.
Okay, so you're going to kind of like stop in your tracks and
I'm
like
getting
get
ready
defensive.
to-
All right, so
yeah.
you guys, obviously she didn't say anything, but you see her kind of suddenly like,
What do your human ears see?
listen, can you smell something?
Something moved.
Elves are so weird.
Something distinctly bony moved.
If we scatter the bones, they can't assemble.
Sounds like they're already assembling.
Dang it.
Great. So I'm actually looking more closely at the bones in front of me to see if any of them have moved.
I'm gonna
up there.
actually change my loadout to shield and axe after hearing that they're bones, because shooting a bone is hard.
Okay. Yeah, piercing damage doesn't tend to hurt skeletons as much. All right, so you put your bow away, back on your back, and get your axe and shield out. Oh, do you have a shield now?
Yeah, I've had one this
Okay.
whole time, and that's why I'm over encumbered.
Oh,
So-
yeah, but that was actually, yeah, you just didn't use it before. You were just using the
Yeah.
bow the entire time. Okay.
Yeah, I put
Alright.
my net and whip it.
You
Oh.
hear more clattering of bones, and you're really not seeing anything bony starting to move. And you realize the sound is coming from behind the plinth. Like, whatever it is the plinth itself, the pillar is blocking your vision. And you can continue to hear like bones getting crunched, like something is walking on them. Suddenly, with one arm leaning on the pillar, a huge, big 8.5 to 9 foot tall, muscled man with the head of a ginormous bull, holding a huge hammer in his hand, leans out from behind it and goes,
Not a skeleton. Not a skeleton.
Not a skeleton. Retreat.
Kill.
Actually, I might take one step back, but I'm still bracing to fight this.
well, in that case, then, everybody can give me an initiative roll.
Oh my god! No! Why do I always roll like crap?
All right, so let's see. So both the elves are on 54.
Minus 10. on
Yeah,
that.
baby.
Yeah, look at us go.
Odette,
The love line. 54 is the love
46.
number.
Yes, Sass, but he's a moo cow
24.
with a giant meat tenderizer in his hand.
he's a he's not a femtor. He's just a tortor.
Yeah, I was about to say.
And his agility.
Is this milk
that-
soci?
I don't want milk from you.
Sass, rather. I'm sorry. Ooh, that's old. That's an old dead name. I'm so sorry.
All right, and let's see where this thing is going. It is going on a there. Okay.
Usually the meat tenderizer is
So
used on the cow.
based on this thing sticking its ugly head around the corner,
Aren't we judgmental?
okay. Matthew Bain and Cadarel, both of you, what do you guys want to do? You get to act before anybody else.
That you can go first. I mean, I know we're going at the same time, but you
Yeah,
can.
but you
declare.
declare first.
I-
Alright, so Matthew Bain, Cadarel, so yes, you have a axe in one hand and a shield.
Yeah. It's
And you see
ironic
this
that-
thing just kind of like lean out and see steam kind of bellowing out from its huge nostrils that have got a huge, big, massive brass ring in his between his nose.
breathe steam.
Yeah, I
Hot
can't
breath.
I can't really do much on that other than wait for Birdie to hopefully deflect the first hit and then get in there.
I mean, you can hold your action if you wish. You could
I
do
mean, I'll
like a
deflect it off
defensive
you
stance
regardless
or something
of
like
what I
that.
Yeah,
use.
can I hold with like the flavor of leaning back a little bit towards Matthew being like, you do know tricks, right?
Okay. So you're going to hold action. Matthew
Yeah.
Bain, what are you going to do?
Aim and fire.
With your bow. Okay, aim gives you plus 10.
Yes. Come on, baby.
Wang!
Hasn't lost yet.
Oh!
And a 51. You will hit his head.
Head. Dang.
All right, headshot. Headshot.
For 4!
Monster
Okay.
kill.
The arrow hits his huge, big, kind of bony head. As the arrow comes flying, he kind of like braces and winces and ducks his head. It hits the top of his skull, ricochets straight up, and he just kind of like looks up and growls like it did absolutely nothing to this
I
guy.
made it bad. Sorry.
He is next. He is making a charge attack.
Fuck, I was gonna do that. Copycat.
Ah!
Double sorry.
All right. Seeing as that Bertilda is bravely standing in the way between him and everybody else, you get it first. So with a charge attack, which kind of is a thing that these big bully type things like to do, he gets a plus 10. And he with a plus 2. Alright, just so you guys know, his weapon skill is 42 with the charge. That gives him a 52. He needs 52 or less.
Jesus. Fuck.
And that's a hit.
Oh.
Alright, hit location will be 17. That's basically your right shoulder.
That's
Alright.
not good.
Your
That's an important
shield?
shoulder.
Yeah, you will get. So the first thing is you do get an option to parry. You get a chance to parry because you have a shield. Basically, it's a weapon skill roll, but with a shield, you get plus 10 to parry.
The entirety of chat has turned, by the way. They want us all to die. They like the minutes.
I mean, to be fair,
to be
not-
fair, he's already a better character than any of us.
I'm
Yeah,
trying
we're-
to decide
we're
if it's
pretty
gonna add. I don't know if it
vile.
adds that in or not.
If you click the shield parry
yes.
button, it does.
Okay.
Yeah, it adds that to it.
Shh.
Alright, you will fail. Do you wanna
Yeah.
Yeah.
fortune point it? Okay.
Come on. Oh.
Afraid not.
I rolled 1 point higher. What the hell is that fortune point?
Well, just hides. We all die.
Okay.
It's a happy story.
He has so strength bonus is that.
But
And he has
Bird doesn't
that.
deserve to die either.
Alright, so this is a right arm for 12. So,
6.
smack. Alright, so if you've got a total of 6 points of toughness and armor in that right arm, that's 6 wounds that you take. Alright, it's a solid thumping blow, grazes down your arm. Your arm is kind of a little bit numb and you wince in pain, but you're still fully actionable and fully able to move. Aldette, what do you want to do to this monstrous thing?
I would like to aim and fire.
Okay. Same thing. Technically, he is now in melee, so you get minus 20.
Okay.
So your aim will give you plus 10, so you're at minus 10.
Okay.
But it's a good
Ooh.
shot. You plug him in the right leg. How much damage?
Do more than 4, please. I believe in you.
10.
A
Yes.
10. Okay. That does. Down to there. Okay. The arrow glances across his thigh. There's kind of a red line of blood drawn that begins to trickle down his leg. But he is pretty much unfazed by that. And it would be Bertilde's turn to attack. He charged you, so you actually still have 2 attacks if you want to make them.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
All right.
Nice.
That's a solid hit.
What? You reached all
Do
the way up to his head.
damage.
Ooh.
Another
that's a nice
attack.
number.
And
Oh,
Hey.
nice. Oh!
What?
Hold on. Slow down. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so the first sword hit hits him upside the head for 12. But that means puts him down to there. Okay.
Spook
Right, the
soloing
second
boss.
one is basically potentially with Ulrich's Fury. So push the Ulrich's Fury button. Basically what that means, it's like a confirmed crit in 3.5 D&D. If you hit again, you get to add another D10 of damage to that.
what's my target number?
Your target number is going to be whatever your normal is, so it'll be 37.
Furry time. Furry time. Furry time.
33! So it works. You add another 3, so 17 points of damage to the right arm. You literally just reduced him to 0. He is on 0 wounds, which means he is very critable on the next hit. That was one hell of a way to reduce this thing from 24 wounds down to 0.
Very
All
cool.
right.
Birdie.
Yeah, definitely different than the last rounds of combat from Bertilda.
The blessing worked, guys.
Apparently, she's figured out how to fight stuff now. Okay, start of the next round. Matthew Bain, you are up.
It's Satch actually.
Yeah, and also I have that held
Oh, okay.
action.
You want
That too.
All right. Yeah. Go ahead.
So with the action held and Birdie doing that, I'm gonna jump around and trying to get like, I don't know, maybe a side flank on this guy.
Okay. So you're
Probably
gonna basically you're gonna take a move action.
Yeah, I'm gonna move here and then try and axe him from over here.
Okay. Going away.
Yep. Nope.
Swung at it and missed. You want to re-roll or no?
I'm not gonna re-roll because it's also my turn again.
Okay. Yep, fair enough. So, that's that round. Start of the next turn, however. Everybody give me a perception roll.
Okay.
Everybody.
Hey, whoo!
Ooh, got
Ooh,
two
nice,
successes
nice
in
old
there.
dad.
All right. You can hear rustling in the trees and branches coming from this direction.
Okay.
You have seen nothing yet, but you can hear something as if it's moving rather quickly through the undergrowth. That would apply to anybody that got a perception success, so most of you. Let's
Heavenless.
see. Old Det, because of your extra level of success, you can tell that it is not a thing, it is multiple things.
Oh, great.
Okay.
Okay. So, you now have that information. Matthew Bain, what do you want to do? Or, Cadarel, sorry.
Yeah, it'd be my next turn. So I'm gonna finish my attack on this round because I don't know anything's different.
Okay.
I wish I had my net. This would be funny.
All right.
Yep, so
Are you shooting or are
I
you...
still have my axe out. So
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
yeah, I'm just basically
It's
trying
all
to
good
flank him.
shooting. Okay, go for it.
Could I shift to behind him? Would there be any benefit to that in this system? I don't know.
Let's see.
Because I feel like fighting two people with one weapon versus two people with both shield and weapon would be really hard.
No, there
even
is
if you're
something
big.
here. I don't remember how this works. Here we go. Maneuvers. Okay, it doesn't benefit you to hit him, but if you're behind him and he wants to attack you, he is at -10 to do so.
Oh, well, that's great for me. So I'm gonna.
So it's
shift
basically
again.
like, you know,
Yeah, I would then shift one over. Does that
As
counts
long-
as a move,
as-
right?
yes. As long as you, but you have to physically engage him for that to count. You can't just stand behind him and get that. It's like you engage him, which kind of
Yeah.
throws him off, and then if he turns to try to attack you, he's at a disadvantage of
So
-10.
then I'm attacking him with
Go
the
for
rest
it.
of my
Hack him in the back with an axe.
Hopefully, I doubt it.
Oh,
Oh, that was a
Swipe
good roll too.
and missed.
I'm bad with an axe.
Nope. All right. Matthew Bain.
yeah. Being one of the two who's aware of movement, I'm gonna knock an arrow and aim it in that direction. The kind of
Okay, so you're gonna like aim and hold it.
yes. I'm gonna say more incoming to the west.
Okay. It is now his and their turn. So let me go ahead.
No, jeez.
Okay, you are basically, you can see 3 other beast men. They're much smaller than him. They're kind of human size. They also have horns, but not huge like him. They've got beastman-y kind of centaur-y kind of legs, or satyr-y kind of legs. They kind of look like fucked up satyrs, basically. But they are charging out of the woods to kind of come and help him, obviously responding to all the noise and the chaos that's going on here. Okay, it is his turn. He is going to attack Matilda because he is pissed at her on the grounds that she almost chopped his head off. Right, let's go as 42. Oh, no, go here. All right, he swings his huge hammer in. That will hit. You are going to attempt to parry. So you get your parry button.
Oh,
Okay, you bring the shield up. Clang! It rings with utter vibrance as you can kind of feel the sheer power. Unfortunately, he has 2 attacks. You didn't get it last time because you charged, but now he is in hand-to-hand. Second attack also needs 42. 64, okay. He reels back and swipes, but this time you're able to kind of just turn your body and it whooshes down past you. Okay. Aldette.
I would like to notch another arrow and aim this way-ish, like trying to aim at them for when they come into range.
Okay, so you want to just aim and hold your action the same as
Well, I
Matthew
can't
Bane.
really hold an action because my whole action is to notch an arrow and aim.
Okay,
but
so then that's all you're doing
idea
this
being
round.
that
Yeah. Hopefully you'll get to shoot before they get to you, though. Right.
that's the point. Yeah.
All right, Bertilda. It is you. Whoosh. Okay, you slash at the beast and miss with the first one. And miss with the second one. You want to burn a point?
Yeah, I'll do one.
Okay.
yes.
It was worth it.
Yeah.
Okay, you lunge forward and stab him in the body. Damage. Is going to be 6. That is still enough to do 1 point crit. So you're doing a crit to the body. The crit value is 1. The wind is knocked out of the character. All tests and attacks suffer -20 for 1 round. Okay. He's back to 0, but he is at -20 on the next round, so that definitely helps you guys out. And it is back up to movement and Matthew Bane. Okay. Stuff here. Okay, they're basically filing in and coming charging round. This is the start of the next round. Matthew Bane and Cad. Cad, Matthew Bane gave you the honor of going first, so what do you want to do? You're fully aware that there's one charging coming round behind you.
Okay, that's what I was gonna ask. At that point, I'm gonna need to flee. I can't fight proverbial shit hand to hand. So I'd like to kind of back up. I'm assuming there's other bow support behind me, and I'm no longer encumbered, so that'd be cool. So yeah, I'm that area.
So
Just-
yeah, move as many squares as you got movement or whatever.
So that'd be 3.
Yep. So you can
1,
move
2,
3
3.
squares
So I'm gonna
away,
move here. Yep.
and that's
and then-
half action.
Yep. And then I'm gonna want to switch out for my bow because there's not really
Okay.
a penalty for.
And then
fighting
you
with a
do
bow.
that. You change weapons, which is a half action. So there you go. Okay. Matthew Bane.
Yep, firing with my aim. So
All right. Assume you're shooting this one that's charging straight at you.
yeah, absolutely.
Go for it.
Oh, but it's
24 hits him in the left arm.
please deal more than 4 damage.
Ooh, potential Ulrich's Fury. This could be one hell of a shot.
Do it.
Come on, baby. Target number is 53. Nice.
And it is a hit.
Nice.
So 17.
So it's an Ulrich's Force of 17 bow shots. Alrighty.
What?
On the left arm. Payback's a bitch. That's what happened to me with the crossbow.
What left arm?
No left arm for you.
Oh.
You ever just take 17 damage to your left arm?
No, I don't have 17.
Has this ever
points.
happened to you?
I don't have 17 hit points, guys. I have not.
No, me
I
neither.
have
We're all just
9.
gonna die.
Oh. We are all way too squishy for this.
No, we're.
Nah, you guys are kicking.
We
you're
are
kicking ass and
perfectly
taking
squishy.
names. Look at you.
This is the character I built for the last
All right.
game.
So deducts 3, has 12 for 15, and you did how much?
17.
That is a 2-point crit straight out the gate to the left arm.
Left
could
arm to.
That's a hell of a start. Armor damage. Armor point in this location is reduced by 1. Doesn't matter, doesn't have any. If character isn't wearing any armor, use the following result instead. Arm struck numb and cannot be used for 1 round. Okay. And that was the left arm. But that does put him on 0 wounds. And he won't be attacking this next round. Okay. Cad's already gone. It's Mino time. He is at minus 20. So he had a 42, so he's got to get 22 to hit.
Are you kidding me, Glory?
What? What?
But you parried it! Oh, I'm glad you parried that. I was like, oh my god. Like, right on the button. He's got to get 22. Boom. Oh, no. Second attack. Hey.
If you do that again, I swear to God.
If he rolls another 22,
He needs a 22.
I'm starting a charity.
No, wait a minute. Okay. Hey. That was too funny. Oh my god. I'm glad you parried that because I'd have felt terrible.
Hey, can we get that quick? Holy hell.
Okay.
He needs a 22.
Oh, dear, oh dear.
Oh, that made my night. That really made my night.
I need to see where they're going to be on the combat.
Oh, man.
2010 plus 35.
If I can put this asshole down, you guys gotta buy me time to chug a
42,
potion.
okay.
If I can't slam a potion, I'm gonna be in a bad way.
Right. Okay. So it is the Beastmen's turn next.
Of course it is.
Right. This one, who is, his arm is injured. He is going to kind of just sidestep a little bit. He's not stupid enough to run in there without the ability to attack. He has exactly 3 squares, so. Alright. Yep. He's going to do a charge attack.
Ugh.
He's going to help his boss.
Oh no, screw you. Go away.
Alright, so the one with the charge attack
Yeah.
gives him a plus 10. Their weapon skill is... It's 40. Alright. With the charge, he needs a 50. Or less. Nope. Comes lunging forward, but misses.
Jesus Christ.
And this one needs a 40. Alright, he will hit you, Spook. You've already parried. Do you have Dodge Blow as a skill?
I don't think so.
Then you are getting stabbed.
This conversation and any other.
In the 46, which is the left arm.
Of course it is.
Of course, it's all that ever happens here. For... That would be a total of 10.
Ooh, -6.
I'm sorry, what? Why?
7 plus 3.
Why does he get +3?
Because that's his strength. The roll was a D10 roll. He rolled a 7, and he adds his strength bonus to it, same as you guys do.
Okay,
That's a total of
so
10.
4.
So you take 4 wounds, but you're still
Ooh.
up.
Yeah.
Okay. It is Aldet's turn.
On all that.
What you gonna do?
Do that thing where you carry the whole team all the time.
This one here is not in melee combat. and he also
Yeah.
looks pretty badly hurt.
I was going to say that would make the most sense is for me to hit that one right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
can't- if
you
I shoot
sidestep
into yours,
to kind
I'm
of get
getting
a
a
line of
negative.
sight to maybe here.
I'm getting negative, so I won't actually hit them. I have a much better chance of actually hitting one out of combat right now.
Yeah, shooting into combat is hard.
Hey, he is a great X-Man. That shit's scary, so I don't blame you. Hello.
I will sidestep to get.
Okay. But you already had it pulled back and aimed, so you don't lose anything for sidestepping, so you still get your shot with an aim. That gives you plus 10. Come on, hit this son of a monkey.
We all have points, guys. Don't forget.
Yeah! Shot in the left arm. Of course you did. Statistically, the left arm is no easier to hit than no harder to hit than anybody else. But for some reason, it's always the left arm with you people. All right, roll your damage.
Look, I really wanted to take off his arm with an arrow. Okay. It looked like it hurt.
For 8.
Ouch.
Yeah, his toughness is 3, so that's a 5 crit.
Ooh.
5 crit to the arm. This probably is not going to end well for him. His hand is turned into a bloody ruin. Anything held in the hand is dropped. Blood loss is such that the character has a 20% chance of dying each round until medical attention is received. Yeah, he is basically going to start howling in pain as the arrow kind of literally just tore straight through his hand. The axe drops to the floor, and he is dropping to his knees, holding his hand, screaming in agony. And we're going to go ahead and mark him, so that we know he is under sudden death rules. Okay, good shot. Bertilda! Finish off this big sucker.
You
I'm
got
in
it.
trouble. I just want you guys to know that.
We know you're in trouble.
I'm not happy about it, despite the jovial tone there. Like, it's really.
Oh, that's so close.
Gosh, I hate.
That is a hit, though.
Oh.
Stabbed him in the body. Okay, come on, get some damage in. 5! No! He can absorb
Can you reroll
that.
damage?
5. Rolled a 1.
Could she re-roll that? Or is that
You can totally
You can
Aldrich's
reroll
Fury it
damage?
if you've got a point. I mean, fortune
Point it,
fate
or
fortune
fortune
point it. If you've still got a point left, you totally can.
Hey!
That's a bit
There you
better.
go. That's what we needed.
Okay.
Good
so
job,
you,
Spoon.
yeah, you can fortune point a damage roll. Roll for Ulrich's Fury. Nope. But you know what?
Oh.
It doesn't much matter because take 5 off that. That's a 9 crit to the body. I've got a feeling either way he is done. It's a 9-point crit.
Which I'm pretty sure with Warhammer, you take out their leadership, their morale just goes.
Well, we do have. There are morale rules, so that does.
So you probably
Okay,
just
killed
said
in
all
whatever
this.
spectacular and gory, drenched way you
Make
see
it
fit.
bad.
Okay, so
Yes.
you stab him in the
Bad.
body. You want to describe how you want to eviscerate him?
I would, but I'm too worried about what's going to happen next.
Okay, so yep. So you just kind of like do a huge slash. Was that your first attack? No, it was the second attack that you hit with, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so you've used both attacks. Okay. Yeah, you kind of like slash at him and then spin kind of like defensively looking at the other one without realizing you literally opened up his stomach. His intestines kind of like fall out from his neat cut, sliced open stomach. They fall on the floor. He kind of looks down. His eyes glaze over and he kind of like leans back, rocks for a second, and comes crashing to the ground dead.
Okay, I'm going to turn to the one that is right there, and I'm going to shout something in battle cry language at him.
Want some, bitch?
Basically, yeah.
Want some, huh? Who's next?
To attempt to, like, intimidate him to not hit me here again in a second.
Okay, then give me an intimidation roll.
Oh, my intimidate's terrible. Okay.
Considering you just took out his boss, I will give you a plus 10. Because that would add to the intimidation factor.
No.
Nah, he's too pissed off and stupid to be scared by words. Probably doesn't understand.
You probably
words.
shouted like "Wanna pet Skaven." No.
climb to the top of that pillar. You can see my house from there. All right. Cad.
Not anymore. The beastman destroyed
That's
it.
me. Hey.
All right, Catarel, what do you want to do?
Well, Bert is hurt. I swear to
Bert
God, the
is
first-
definitely hurt. Yep.
Yeah, the first thing I'm doing when I get back. Well, they're not really in melee.
No, they are.
I think
I had to move them so I could tag the
Oh,
thing.
okay, okay.
Because he already
All right,
swung
then
at
he
her,
backed
so they
off.
are in
Okay.
melee. Sorry.
All right, that's fine. Because if they weren't, I'd be like destroying him with the bow. But instead, I'll just regular attack him with the bow. I guess. If I do can I do 2 regular shots without aiming?
Reload is a half action,
Okay. So yeah, I'll shoot.
so
and then
it's not possible.
okay. Modifier 0. just
Now, if you get
modifier
rapid
minus-
reload, once you have rapid reload as a skill, it is.
I
Minus
can't
20.
read, but it sounds really mean.
It's minus 20, right?
Minus 20, yep.
Yep.
But if
Okay.
you aim and shoot, then it's only minus 10.
I'm gonna do a quick maths. No, it's better to shoot more. Okay. I'm gonna spend a point
Okay.
because it'd be really cool if I could just get him here.
Hug this dude, right?
Minus 20, not plus 20. Whatever you want.
Damn it.
Damn it.
Nope. Okay. Yeah, so I miss.
Okay, never mind. But you already had an arrow, right?
Hmm?
So
I
you
didn't-
you had an arrow notched already, so you fired one,
And then I fired one, yep.
loaded, and you can fire it. Fire, reload.
Reload is the action, right? The
Mhm.
bow?
Yeah.
Because I don't have quick draw, I can't shoot twice.
Um,
But next turn I can start with a shoot.
right,
and then
correct,
reload
correct.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or I can aim and shoot next turn.
Right, exactly. Yeah, that's the benefit. Okay. All right, Matthew Bain.
All right, I'm gonna not deal with the guy who's probably gonna hit me because Bertilda's in such dire straits. But also, I don't want to fire into melee because I'd probably miss. So I'm going to drop my short bow, just
Okay.
like a free action. Grab a dab of butter.
Okay.
But
The butter.
I'm gonna use a half action to channel.
Okay.
Right? Hopefully it'll succeed because I want it to succeed.
Like
Because
butter.
the world doesn't love me
Fuck
apparently.
No.
you, instead
It doesn't. You want to spend a
And-
point?
I mean the odds are with me that it'll work, but I mean he could still resist it. But I am going to do it again. Yes, I'm going to spend a point
Okay.
because come on. Oh my god, fuck you, fuck
Nope.
my life.
So no
All right.
channel.
No channel, and I'm going to cast the drop spell to get him to drop the weapon that I don't want him to hurt Bertilda with. That's the plan.
Okay, what spell are you casting? Drop?
Drop, yes. It's a half action to do.
Yeah, hold on.
It's a willpower test save if this goes through.
Yep, you got to cast it first, though.
Yeah, I know it's
It's thinking about it, right?
Yeah. Also, I was waiting for you to say something, so I didn't click
Oh,
it
yeah,
right
no, no.
away.
Oh, yeah, no,
Okay.
you're good.
Okay. So I have to get a 3 or higher on a D10 roll. So I should get it.
Isn't a 4, right? Oh, but you're using butter.
Yeah, I'm using butter. I'm using an ingredient. So,
Okay.
and I'm glad I did.
And that's successful. All right. He gets to make a willpower test, as you say.
Yes. Please succeed for once, worlds. Like, all my spells have sucked so far.
The good news is their willpower is not good.
Yeah, you rolled a 22, Gore. So shut up.
Okay. He needs a 25.
You trying to jinx us? Oh,
Nope, he failed. Alrighty. In that case, yes. The weapon slides out of his hand and onto the ground, which he looks at in utter disbelief. God, you're a powerful wizard.
the one in front of you is probably like,
what? I reached in, grabbed some butter, and I was like,
It's like,
what?
I wonder if the actual somatics might be like you smear your palm with butter and then you go, before you kill me, put it there. They shake your hand, he grabs hold of the sword. Whoop, whoop, whoop. It's more of a trick than magic. Okay. All right. So yeah, he is disarmed. Congrats. Would be the Minotaur, but the Minotaur is dead. So we are going to roll for these guys. This one has a 20% chance of dying.
Roll a 20.
20 or less, and he dies of blood loss.
Dang.
Nope, he's still alive, but he's effectively
nobody ever
useless.
bleeds to death in our game.
Okay, all right, the Beastman is... You're not holding a weapon, are you?
Oh, no.
Okay. In that case, he is going to use his turn. So he is basically going to bend over and spend his round picking up his weapon. Then as you
Wait,
don't have a weapon.
Wait, I cast the spell on Bertilda's guy.
Yeah, it was on the.
Oh,
other.
that's
I
right.
was
Okay,
I was
sorry.
taking the risk for myself.
Sorry.
You know, I thought you were gonna say that the guy in front of him sees he doesn't have a weapon and then turns to attack me instead.
No, okay. No, that makes sense.
Yeah, no, the guy in front of me, I was like, I'm gonna take a hit possibly. So
You did say that. All right, yep. In that case, he is going to try to stab you with a spear. He needs a 40. Luckily for you, he missed. All right.
Is that
This
butter?
other one is going to... okay,
Butter
Bertilda
freaking out.
has a sword. Okay, he is not going to pick up his weapon. He is going to use a disengage action, and he is going to get out of there. Hiding behind his little target shield. Leaving his sword on the ground. Logic being, if he tries to pick that up, she's going to kill him when he attempts to do it. So he is
Oh,
going to
yeah,
leave the
would.
sword and back up. And that would bring it down to Aldette's turn.
I have a question. Last round, I sidestepped. Is that the move action?
I don't consider a sidestep a whole action. Like taking just a subtle shift
5-foot shift.
either
yeah.
way.
Okay. So I could have shot, because I had aimed the previous. I could have shot and then reloaded. So I have
Yes.
an arrow.
Mhm.
I'm going to. Is he within range? Let me
Yeah.
see. So I could hit him. I'm gonna aim
The one that fleed, I think
Yeah.
he's talking about.
this
Yeah,
one.
this one.
I'm gonna aim and shoot at this.
What is
guy.
the range brackets on your...
1632. Do I need to move?
Nope.
Okay.
And that's in yards, right? Yeah, he's still inside the first bracket, so there's no minuses. You're not shooting at long range or anything.
Yeah. So I get a +10 still, right?
Yep. So aim and shoot. It gives you a +10 to hit him.
Yes.
And you hit him in the right arm.
I'm changing it up.
Ooh.
Okay.
Hit him in the right arm instead, just
You
for
got a-
difference.
Yeah,
You
I
got a
wanted to be
vibe.
It
different.
makes sense. He's got a shield on the left one. Okay, roll the damage.
We all know
shot.
that's a strap on. So.
Oh, 12. Good shot. Okay. It's a solid blow. It leaves him on 1 wound. Yeah, he is... That's enough to probably guarantee he is leaving the fight. But, Bertilda, you get to go next.
Question: How much of a turn is it? A full turn to take a potion?
Half an action.
Half an action. So I want to spin around.
How many wounds are you on?
On 4.
Oh, then yes, it will work. Remember, if,
So that-
if it's 3 or lower, a potion or the healing drafts do not work. Because you're moderate
Right.
wounded. But if you are on 4, if you swig that, that will totally work.
So it adds another 4, right?
So it'll heal you for 4. That's half action.
So I'm at 8 wounds. And then I'm gonna spin around. And I don't know if I'm within range to.
You're not in
swing at
range
this
to
guy.
attack him, but you can get in range for the next round.
Yeah, I'm coming at him.
Okay. Alrighty. Cad, your turn.
I'm just gonna shoot into melee.
Okay. Take the minus. Go for it.
Because you don't get more minus. from
Strap
more.
ons.
Oh shoot! I meant to aim too. I'm glad I didn't, because that was a really bad roll.
Yep. Alrighty.
At that point, I didn't aim. I just shot. I could move.
You can move for half an action. Yep.
Yeah, I'm just gonna aggressively charge at the guy and get right up in there to make him feel like he's got way too much to handle.
Okay, I like that. That's logic. Matthew Bain.
I'm gonna grab my quarterstaff, which I had, I guess, attached to my back, and
Yep.
do a standard attack, a regular
Take it
attack
and
with it.
thump him with it. Go for it.
Try to. Do I get any bonuses because we're surrounding him, or
No,
just-
because you're not surrounding him. You're all on the same flank.
that makes sense?
But you
Yeah.
missed. Okay. And it's their turn. Well, let me roll for the one that may bleed to death. Nope. All right. Willpower rolls all round. The one that was shot. A 6. He actually passes his willpower test, this guy. Now the one that you guys are engaged with. 3. He passed his willpower test.
Wow.
But they only
His
have a
roll
25.
score.
Both of them are either too stupid, too stubborn, or too brave to flee. So in that case, this one then is gonna stab somebody. Okay, we're going to do it totally randomly. 1, 2, or a 3, he's going to go for Matthew Bain. 4, 5, or a 6, he will try to stab Cad. And 7, 8, 9, he will go for Bertilda. If I roll a 10, I'll re-roll it. That way it's totally fair and totally random. Okay, he's going to stab at Bertilda.
That sucks.
He needs a 40. He will hit.
Now,
Parry that blow! Parry that
Parry
damn
it.
spear!
Parry it.
Jesus,
Come on,
parry it for
come
the-
parry it.
Nope.
Nope. Okay. I'll include
Reparry it.
I'll include the strength on the roll so that it's a total roll. Alright, he lunges for... Ow! 13.
Oh,
Taking off 6 of that. Puts you on what? 1 wound?
Wait, I'm sorry. Take off. Somebody math for me. So that's 7. Yeah, I'm hurt.
So you're down to 1 wound, but you're still not critted. Okay, that's good. Okay, this one down here then, since as he's not scared, he is going to run over here, pick up a bone like a club, and then start back in that direction with his
Okay.
improvised bone club.
Stupid
All right,
baby.
it is Oldette's turn.
well, I'm gonna put another arrow in and shoot him
Okay,
because
stick him.
that makes sense. No aim on this one.
Okay, so are you stupid? Right,
Hey,
for his trouble, he gets one to the gut. Okay,
Nice shot. Nice
roll
shot.
the damage. He's on 1 wound. One he is now. It's a 3 crit to the body.
That could do it.
The blow results in serious internal bleeding. You become helpless. He is also a 20% chance of dying each round, so that puts him down.
I can't ever kill anything, guys. I can only get it to 20% chance of dying.
Well, technically, all you got to do is just walk away afterwards. They're gonna die. I mean, there are not that many beastmen doctors running around in the woods to save anybody. So, all right, good deal. Bertilda, finish off this last living dangerous beastman. All right, you hack him in the right leg. Good shot. Now, this guy hasn't actually been stabbed yet, though. But I've got a feeling he's going to stay stabbed Another possible Ulrich's Fury. Holy crap.
Dang.
He's going to stay stabbed.
Okay, nope, but 14, that's 11. He is down to 1 wound.
One more attack, right?
And you have your second attack, yep.
Oh.
Which is a miss, but he's down to a wound. Okay, back to the top of the list, Cad.
I'm just gonna close range try and plug him because there's no
Okay,
no harm in that.
so he's still shooting melee, it's minus 10.
Minus 10.
Yep. You can always drop the bow, pull out an axe, and hit him.
Oh, John.
Dropping the bow. So shooting him with the bow is better.
mistake.
Shooting him with the bow is still better. Oh, that's a miss.
All right, Matthew Bain.
I'm gonna shift over here and do an all-out quarterstaff attack.
All right, so as in no defense, all out
No-
attack. That gives you a plus 20.
I need it. I am
Can't-
gonna
you
use.
can't parry or dodge, but hell, you can't parry or dodge really much anyway. I mean, you can parry with a quarterstaff,
I know,
but
I'm not
it
very good at
nullifies that. Okay, go for it.
If I'm using a point. If I miss this,
Okay,
you have to. You gotta get him
use a
down.
point then, because you missed.
Let's go. Never mind.
And you still missed. Okay, never mind. It is the Beastmen's turn. Let's roll, see who bleeds to death. Okay. Right. The northernmost one is... Oh, close, but
Oh.
he's not quite bled to death. The southernmost one has not bled to death. All right. Random roll to see who this one's going to attack. Use the same numbers as before. 3. Matthew Bain.
Yeah.
He has a 40 hits, and he will hit you. And you don't get to parry because you did what you did. So
Yeah.
let's see where he hits you. His blow will strike you in the left arm, of course. Why wouldn't it? And it will do 4 damage.
My armor absorbs everything.
So you take no damage. Yep, tis but a scratch. Okay.
Serpentilda.
Aldette.
Freaking unload on my ass.
Aldette.
Oh.
You can still shoot into melee even with me in the way like that because we're moving around, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Rule that it doesn't. I mean, yeah, it's not static. That's the whole reason shooting into melee has a minus. So if you want, you can still shoot at that beastman. You're just at minus 10.
It's minus 20, isn't it?
Well, not if you aim.
I don't have the time to aim in this round.
Oh, okay. In that case, then
No.
just shoot with a minus
It would
20.
be a 17 to hit, which won't work.
Yeah, it will.
Well, it could work.
Unless-
Only if you
17
roll like Gore.
Let me roll it.
17 out of 100 universes, it did work.
Right, there you go.
Yeah, let's just make that this.
It's almost a 1 in 5.
Yeah, it's almost 1 in 5.
Just use the quantum machine. You're fine.
There you go.
I mean, do you have a point, right? So it's
Probability generator.
Yeah,
We-
but spending a
that-
point on something so low.
Yeah. I'll shoot if you guys want me to.
And what else do you want? What else could you do?
Minus
you could run up there with a war cry. That might scare it away.
Maybe he'll laugh so hard.
Kick him in the ding ding. No,
Oof, better.
Wow, you almost couldn't have rolled higher.
I know.
she just really was apprehensive. She just didn't want to hit anybody, so she was like,
You guys are all almost dead, okay? I don't want to hit you.
"All right, Bertilda, come on, finish him
Come
off.
on.
Put that mercenary
You have two 30% shots.
missed,
Be
and
the
missed.
white.
What? By 1.
Close, but no cigar. Okay. All right, Cad.
Seeing as this, I mean, my odds aren't that bad with the bow. They really aren't.
Then shoot him.
I'm gonna try.
Shoot him now, sir.
They
Now,
just
sir. In the
need
back
to
of the
hit
head
him.
now, sir.
I'm the kind of person who played Assassin's Creed Brotherhood and didn't send anyone on a quest that was less than 99% likely. I just want to put that out there.
Yeah, Minotaur's already dead. Ah, headshot! Headshot! All right, good shot.
2 feet away. You got this. You basically use your arrow to stab him.
You put your
Yeah.
arrow on his nose and let it go. And he's getting Aurix Fury on it as well. Look at him. Okay, Aurix Fury
number-
with your target number is 35.
Yes.
Or how much? Holy crap! Why did it add an additional 9? Something's wrong with the macro.
That's not right. That can't be right. Unless it was maxed the first time, so it did it again. Because doesn't it cascade or something?
Isn't it only supposed to be a
just
10?
add another 10. But it would be, I don't know why I added the 9, but it would be a 10.
It's,
That's
it's still a
23.
10.
It's still a 23. It's a 10-point crit to the head any way you look at it. So,
Yeah, I don't know why it
I
added
hit
9,
that.
but yeah.
I don't either.
To head, crit value 10. Let's see what happens.
Skull is pierced by the mighty blow. Death is instantaneous.
Just imagining the arrow just kind of launches him in the air a little bit.
Straight through his brain.
Yeah. Ooh.
It's so good it hits the guy behind him.
Hey.
D&D rules at work.
All right. So, yep, he is knocked clear off his feet as he falls back and is dead. Put a brain scramble on that arrow. Okay. What do you want to do? Technically, the others cannot fight you. If you wish to execute them, they are dead.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yep,
go over to this one and
Executing.
bash him in the head with my staff.
Okay.
I'm gonna fall flat on my ass and just kind of sit there breathing.
I'll
Exhausted.
execute the other one.
I'm going to collect this arrow and frame it later.
All right. Okay.
I do want to collect half of my arrows back.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep. As you breathe a sigh of relief, a desperate fought battle, but you are victorious. Bertilda is battered, beaten, and bruised, but is still not suffered any serious wounds of any kind.
Matilda.
What do you guys want to do? But I'll tell you
This
what,
is why
let's
we
not
kept the
answer that
healer a
question
quarter mile away.
because we are going to leave it there for tonight. That's as good a place as any
Damn.
before we start getting halfway through doing any healing or any messing stuff like that. So there you go. All right, good job. All right, guys. Well, as we said, thank you very much. Hope you all have a fantastic weekend. We will see you next week for some more D&D and some more Warhammer. Until then, enjoy yourselves. Stay safe. Bye, y'all. Bye.
Bye.